Hi.
Hello.
Grace, can you tell Yubi I said happy birthday?
Oh my god, Adrian, can you tell UB that Josh told me to tell UB happy birthday?
Okay, UB, can you tell?
No, you can't tell anyone.
Happy birthday, UB.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Yubi.
birthday, UB. This stream's 2 cents profit are dedicated to you. Because I can unilaterally make those decisions.
For sure. You're actually the CEO.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
the CFO of Finally Aged Lemons.
Oh yeah, Josh, can you tell
bold.
Grace that UB said thank you?
Oh my god, I actually do need that because my chat loads like 10 seconds late.
UB, Adrian told me to tell you. No, Grace, Adrian told me to tell you that UB said thank you.
I am so lost. I do not have the brain for this today.
This is a strong.
Our
this is a strong
telephone game
omen.
is getting a little bit too complex.
Yeah.
Just
Okay,
like
wait,
our
I was
motives.
the last one anyway. It's okay.
Oh fuck, my
I don't need to
soundboard.
say shit to anyone.
Soundboard.
I went to hit my motives are complex, but the soundboard isn't. Shit. What is it? Stream Deck. It's important. Okay, now. That's the wrong one.
My
There we go.
motives are complex.
I forgot my numbers. I don't use them enough. Don't.
Numbers are
okay.
so hard.
Yeah. There's 6 of them that I have to keep straight in my head. It's ridiculous. I guess Grace might want to see.
I did ask earlier, but we were being goofy. I think it was drowned.
There's
That's
some
fair.
paper crinkling ASMR.
Jesus.
Please, no. Oh my god, I can see the game.
Oh my god.
Or to be.
Will you choose to ally or to beat?
Ooh. I do hate being an ally.
I hate gay people.
It's so true.
So true.
Here at Finally Aged Lemons.
God.
We
I'm
quickly became
so glad
homophobic.
I don't need to set up any Pride Month shit this year. It's so exhausting.
Oh, yeah, because you're not doing the same volunteering stuff?
Yeah, I'm off from it for 6 months, so literally like all summer is so ridiculously fucking busy usually, but
Oof,
now
yeah.
I can be homophobic.
Finally. You're
I
free.
might be able to go to a Pride event and enjoy it instead of the million work for it.
Oh, God. I can't even imagine. I'm glad you're getting more time to do things you enjoy.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't get enough of that.
I
Just
both
generally.
I get too much, some would say.
Baby.
Sissel's crouching.
He's kind of
need to
loaf shaped
pounce.
right now.
Yeah.
Do
Oh,
you
he's
think
trying to beat the loaf allegations.
Small.
Do you think we perhaps want to play the game?
I suppose.
I guess.
I guess we could. Well, since we're here.
Up to you, B. They get to decide.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
Yeah.
Yubish.
game.
Do you want
Yeah,
us to
'cause it's
play a
his
video
birthday.
game today?
So many friends on our screen.
Yeah.
There's another, and she's going like, and she's going like,
I can't remember what they're all.
Is this another warehouse?
just that there
Oh,
are
okay.
doors.
I see.
Looks like it.
Okay, UB is requesting a Sissel Loaf stream, so you know, get your high quality camera set up.
Yeah, yeah, which famously I have and is very easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your lighting and
Yeah, get a
A
ring
ring
light.
bouncers?
Yeah, oh yeah, I know what you mean. The stuff like photographers use, the like
Yeah.
umbrella shaped thing with the foil on
Yes.
the inside to bounce light, yeah. Just like the one on Flora.
There's graffiti on the wall here too. It's something different though.
Memento mori if the ninth lion ate the sun.
Did
I'm always
they
saying
make a
this.
mistake?
Sigma just said it really
I
weird.
literally am always saying this.
I am always saying this.
The thing about that is true for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Memento mori if the ninth lion ate the sun.
Oh, I say 9F.
Yeah,
I always
we've
also
always
say,
also said Nina.
I was saying ninth, but without the extra letter in there. So instead, it's the man on the moon rules the infinite Tim.
This is true. The Man on the Moon does rule the infinite Tim.
They added that E to ninth, but why?
I'm always surprised when I watch a playthrough of this game and they pronounce it ninth. I'm like, how is your
Same.
instinct not to say nineth?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move the microphone just a touch. One sec.
Yeah, so you don't miss this famous line, this iconic Sigma's catchphrase, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
That is
said
weird.
it.
OMG!
I can't believe that it took us until this playthrough to catch how weird that line is. It's very like naturalistic dialogue, but just I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
I need to go back and watch our original VLR stream to see if we caught that.
There's no way we did. I would remember that. I feel like.
Listen, you need to have a genius present with you, something to elevate you, not naming names, but...
Of course.
Of
No,
course,
you're right.
of course.
We needed to have like an expert on board to really bring it all together.
To get this deep, in-depth, analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand Virtue's Last Reward and Sigma saying yeah.
Yeah.
Adrian is doubled over. Like forehead on the
Glad, 'cause
desk.
we're not being funny.
Well, I think Memento
I
Mori
just had
is-
like a physical allergic reaction to that phrase.
Well, I think Memento Mori is Latin for something like
So he does
remember
know about
death,
Latin.
or don't forget your mortality. I think it's because
We actually learned he does know about Latin in this route because he sees books and says, "Are these written in Latin?" in the archives.
Yeah, when he's
So-
in the archives, he opens a book and he's like, "This looks like Latin," and I'm like,
Yeah, so specifically this route, he does throughout know what Latin
Oh, okay,
is
then
and
I have-
knows that it is letters.
I have one theory
"Okay,
as to why he couldn't read the Latin journal.
okay,
He had really bad handwriting.
Yeah.
what the fuck are
Already
these even
the
letters?"
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
He had just had the most shitty handwriting when he wrote it ever.
Phi was raised by scientists, which are adjacent enough to doctors that I can make a bad handwriting joke, and that's why she could read it.
Yeah.
There are so few characters that I think would have good handwriting in all of Zero Escape, honestly.
Yeah. I could see Clover being somebody who has handwriting that looks nice but is completely illegible.
Absolutely.
She's
It's
one
like
of
she will
those.
take her time to do the most loopy, unnecessary shit, but I think like when she needs to like write quickly, like she also does unnecessary
Well-
loops, but it's nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know about the one, like, handwriting style that was, like, banned in Japanese schools because
Yeah.
people were trying to make it so cutesy that it was illegible? I think that's what Clover does.
Oh my god. That's awesome. I could see Alice having nice penmanship.
See, I was going back and forth with Alice. If I think she had like really, really great like shorthand note taking, that's like perfect system for it. I just don't know many opportunities where she like really takes her time to like handwrite stuff, but Just rambling, as in I would going back and forth about my thoughts about her because of that, but I'm very about to think it's good because she is Alice.
I could see her being somebody who maybe doesn't like naturally have the best handwriting, but she like tries where it matters.
I do agree with you, UB. On your command. Happy birthday.
Like, I could see Alice being somebody who, like, if she takes her time with it, her handwriting is phenomenal. And I think it's, like, a thing where she like, takes enough pride in it that if she can help it, she has really good handwriting and, like, takes the time, but it takes forever.
I think that Alice just knows how to do a bunch of different handwritings very well. Sorry for paper crinkling ASMR. Where she can...
Well, it's topical.
Yeah.
Where, like, I think she can make most of her handwriting very clear, but if she doesn't want people to read something, she knows how to make it fucked up so that only she can read it.
Yeah.
And some good damn forgeries.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, she probably does damn good forgeries, I think.
Yeah.
Forged signatures.
I'm just thinking about who in Zero Escape, like, can write cursive and who can't. Because that's, like, a dying skill.
Ooh. Yeah, Lotus.
It's not
certainly
needed
can.
anymore.
Hmm?
Yeah, because it's not needed anymore.
Yeah, I don't think they really teach it to the same extent. But
Yeah. I know
like it 'cause it
Lotus
is
certainly
faster.
can write in cursive.
Lotus,
Much
absolutely.
to her daughter's dismay, who can never read her notes. Not for particularly bad handwriting, but just because she does write her notes in cursive.
Yeah.
You know, when your daughters are like teens, she'll, you know, leave a note on the table that she went out to get something, and they're both squinting and like debating back and forth on a word.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
Like, this is me with all of my grandma's notes.
I think before Snake went blind, he had great handwriting.
I could see that.
It would absolutely.
He was
find
young.
himself
Yeah,
on
I think he
that.
knew cursive, though.
Yeah, I could see that because he was like we don't know when the accident was, right?
Yeah, we do not know.
We just know it was before the first nonary game.
Yeah, when he was
Yeah.
like 14.
Yeah, which is like that's old enough that he would learn cursive.
Because, like, I learned cursive when I was like 7.
Yeah, I think it was like second to fourth grade they started really pushing cursive for us. And then it was like 5th and 6th grade, all your essays had to be written in cursive. And then,
Ooh.
like, so they only enforced it for like a couple of years, and then you hit like middle and high school, and they kind of stopped caring. But I kept up with it because I liked it. But
1 second.
Hi,
I'm gonna
Sage.
put some stuff in
Hi,
the refrigerator.
Godspeed. Have fun.
I had
Do
a
my
very
best,
like
boss.
rough on and off learning cursive, where it was like, again, I think like 2nd or 3rd grade, they were like, okay, we're gonna teach you cursive and then continue next year, and then we didn't continue. Then the year after that, we were like, okay, we're getting back on cursive. We like cursive again, but you'll learn the rest next year. And then that just happened for 4 years, and then we stopped trying.
God. Yeah. I think it's good to know because it is faster and like it's. But on the other hand, I kind of like that not many people can read it because it means I have a way that I can write that not many people will be able to read. Then again, if I really care about that, I also y'all remember the Dragonology books?
Yep.
And the main one that taught you the like dragon rune script.
Did you have that memorized?
I memorized it many years ago and it just never left my brain.
That's awesome.
So I can write fluently and I can almost like read it fluently. It's slower than like regular writing, but I can write and read in the like dragon rune script.
That's
Oh, yeah,
ridiculous.
dude.
I
Which
love
is like
that.
it's like a variation of like old like Norse or Nordic. Like a lot of them are just like Nordic runes repurposed or otherwise like I don't think it's like real, but a lot of the symbols are actual symbols, but it is fun.
Yeah, I also
My
write
handwriting
I
is
do
very half and
half like
half.
a half write in cursive, or like some of the stuff I definitely don't pick up my pen a lot when I write.
Yeah. My handwriting is bad. My cursive is better than my
atrocious,
print because basically I stopped writing in cursive or I stopped writing in print in like 4th grade. And only recently did it, like, it's only in the last several years that I picked it up again just because nobody else can read cursive, and so I had to, like, relearn print. And I'm like, great, I haven't gotten better at this since 5th grade.
Yeah, I had to do so much extra handwriting practice, and I hated it so much.
Yeah.
My handwriting is just bad.
My handwriting is not pretty.
Like, my handwriting is legible for the most part, but it's not good looking.
Yeah, I feel that. That other part, I mean, I assume it's just what it says on the tin.
A conditional relating to whether or not a lion has eaten the sun?
I
I
truly
love-
have heard what it says on the tin more times in this game than I have combined any other thing, any other point in my life.
I never
Yeah.
realized that until you mentioned that the other week.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say it a lot in these games. Yeah.
But what on earth does that mean? It just seems like gibberish.
Agreed. Whatever it means is beyond me.
Look at that door over there. Doesn't it look just like the one on the other floor? Yeah, but there isn't anything written on this one.
Yeah.
So fucking rusty.
Yeah, that's in rough shape.
Nasty.
I hope that the parts of it that are like fully brown are just a different metal.
I honestly just see it as full rust.
Ugh. Sigma, take care
Oh
of
no,
your
or do you
fucking-
mean the things on the outside of the door?
Yeah, on like the clasps.
Okay, no, that I see as a different metal.
Those I think are hopefully a different metal.
Yeah.
But yeah, even with that, it's still like, dude, condition your fucking metal. This whole place is like made of it.
Licking it would be so textured.
Yeah, there's a big 9 on the other door. Sigma seems like the type to apply fake rust just for the aesthetic. It's like spray painted on. I guess that means this door isn't important. I don't think I would say
Looks
that.
like it might open it either.
Door creak sound effect, I love you.
Then again, I
It's
guess
so
they've probably seen some other, like, sealed doors that they were
Yeah.
like, probably this doesn't matter. Just because, like, I think based on the map, there, like, are areas of the rhizome that they don't actually get to go to in this game or something.
Yeah, there are very much other doors in this facility that just don't open. They're all over the map, especially on the first floor.
Yeah. Because there's, I think, like, other, like, beds? If like, there's, like, another
other
crew
crew
quarters or
quarters.
something? Yeah.
The crew quarters, that's actually good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the VIP crew quarters. We
Yeah,
just
this
never
is
see
the
it.
puzzle crew quarters. The other crew quarters is good.
Yeah. Yep. Nothing. Not opening.
Of course it isn't. I mean, look at this thing. It's solid steel.
Well, how do you open
The
it
other side,
then?
maybe?
The other side? No, that's
Hey,
ridiculous.
What's the deal with those doors over there? The ones that are glowing white. Do you think they could be chromatic doors?
No.
There
Nah,
are
that's
3
stupid.
of them.
I think maybe they could be, though. I think we should keep it in mind.
Nah.
I love how many times in this game Luna will say shit that is true and just preface it with maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love her.
Foolproof. Yeah, I think you're right. See? They've got those little boxes. These must be the next set of chromatic doors we're supposed to go through.
This is just a
They're all the
guess,
same
but...
color.
Yeah!
Well, for all the other doors, we had to add colors together to make another color.
So
In this case,
maybe.
we probably just have to make
Probably.
white instead.
I literally love her.
I love her. She's one of those characters that gets better every time you replay the game.
It's so good. There's so much to notice with Luna. Who wants to be Sigma's thoughts today?
Did
was
you want
Grace
to,
last
Adrian,
week.
Since you weren't here last time.
I'll be Sigma's thought because he only has one.
Yeah.
Suddenly, the voice of the announcer echoed through the warehouse.
So Sigma has thoughts now.
I hate you.
There's no way I haven't made that joke
Oh,
already.
absolutely.
Ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain
Until Ambidex game polling closes. Ah, shit, who would have done such a thing?
Whom stuff?
Because sometimes it's no one.
This is true. What? How the hell did that
Someone on
happen?
one of the other teams must have opened one. All they'd need is one of the moon keys.
Love moon keys. Because it sounds like monkeys.
So true, bestie.
Why would they do that without waiting for the rest of us?
We can ask them when we
Because
get there.
there's something
Come
wrong
on.
with them.
Why would anyone here do that? So true, Yubi.
There was no goddamn reason.
There's simply no reason. Who's to say?
And I say this speaking a genuine truth. I love all of the fucking doors, and we gotta stare at every door.
Oh, absolutely. There's simply no getting around it. You gotta look at those damn doors. Another thing they love to do in this game is leap through doors.
Yes.
Or
you
run like they just
gotta.
got shot out of a gun.
Uchikoshi characters love to run like a bullet shot out of a gun.
We leapt out of the magenta door and into the warehouse.
Still you,
There
boss?
stood Tomoji, Dio, and Alice.
Hey! What the hell is
What
this?
the hell is this, man?
Leapt out of the doors and for some reason went like 20 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, Sage, that's a good point. They're not. There's no way that they're actually leaping, or else they would like notice.
Yeah.
There can't be a lot of leaping going on in here. Why'd you open one of the AB rooms before the rest of us got back?
Alice and I haven't done anything.
Dio apparently felt he didn't need to wait.
You got a problem?
Yes! Yes, I do have a problem.
Why? I don't remember saying anything about waiting until everyone got back to open the AB rooms.
Are you kidding me? We didn't talk about it because we thought it was common sense.
Sigma's right. We were able to get back quickly, but
Lucky you.
the others could still be stuck somewhere.
No sooner were the words out of her mouth.
Oh, thank goodness. You're all here.
Did something happen?
Yes, it's Quark, you see. He...
What happened to Quark?
What happened to Quark?
What could possibly have happened to Quark?
he collapsed.
Not my fault.
Definitely nothing I did.
It happened so suddenly. We were just searching our room.
Fi super jumping is always hilarious to me. Like, she can do similar in Earth gravity, though that seems more peak human than superhuman, but doing it unprompted without knowing the gravity is great. I love it. I agree, Neoman. I think it's such a funny character trait of hers that she's just like, yeah, she can jump real high. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she's superhuman jumping ability.
Yeah. It's fantastic. Sorry.
What?
Please, you must hurry to the infirmary. This condition could change at any moment. You should go.
Oh no.
Tomoji shoved Kay aside and leapt through the yellow door.
These motherfuckers are always leaping through a door.
I just want to talk about
And
how old man
shoving.
Temyoji shoved Kay aside.
That I can kind of understand because, like, heat of the moment, I think you'd still try to shove him.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Still,
if you
it's
were mad at
impressive.
Ran
It's
right
impressive.
through him.
Oh, yeah. Moon gravity.
Yeah,
At
no
least,
gravity,
but-
but still.
Yeah.
The rest of us exchanged a few startled looks, then ran off after him.
Then again, I think if we're talking pushing, it actually probably... I would imagine there's some sort of... It kind of cancels out because less gravity also means you have less traction on the ground. Mm-hmm. And you need,
And
like,
I
good
feel
traction
you
to
can't
push.
put as much force into your swing because you're moving
Slower. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, I guess as far as pushing somebody, it's probably not a lot easier because they weigh less, but then you also weigh less.
So you can't put as much force into it.
Yeah, because you can't... A big part of pushing is how well your feet can stay in the same place on the ground. Mm-hmm. But... Yeah, Tenmyoji probably has a decent amount of muscle, but he's also, like,
Old.
not well. Yeah. He's old,
Gotta
but, like,
carry
not in...
so much shit, but it isn't good on him.
No. I don't think his joints are very good anymore.
Oh yeah, and he's pulled so many muscles.
Yeah.
Quark.
Also, like, the at least a year or so where he was, like, sleeping in a bathtub every night was, like, probably not awesome for him, just, like, joints-wise.
Near deadly fever for over a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not doing so hot.
Yeah, we don't know how long ago that was either.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
know it was after Quark was 7. I usually place it on the timeline around 8, but there's no indication of that. That's just vibes. But yeah, all we know is it was after 7.
Yeah. So within the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And your body does not recover from that shit very well at his age.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Get a hold of yourself.
Again, the doctor was really like, yeah, if this keeps up.
Yeah.
Temyoji grabbed Kark's shoulder and began to shake him desperately.
Junpei, you are always
Junpei.
doing this.
It was Clover who stopped him.
Hey, what are you doing? He's sick, and we don't even know what's wrong with him. What if you make him worse?
Definitely shake unconscious people. This is medical advice and you should follow it.
Especially small, frail ones.
Yes, yeah, very, very small, kind of just generally sickly children. You always want to be shaking them when they go unconscious. Nothing bad will happen if you do that.
Then what am I supposed to do? I
Well,
have to
not
save him.
fucking shake him.
Save? That seems a little extreme. Maybe he just has anemia or something.
No, that's not it. I know him better than any of you. He doesn't have anemia. He's never just collapsed before.
I love the idea that a child could have Quark's upbringing and not have, like, some
Have
sort of very
anemia.
large deficiency.
Yeah,
Of some sort of
truly
mineral.
line I do not believe. He's just saying this because they didn't pass out because of anemia, but they are certainly anemic.
Yeah, there's, like, other stuff that happens when you're anemic, right? Like...
Mm-hmm.
Well, then call an ambulance and stop freaking out about it.
Son of a
Dio.
This is serious.
The infirmary seems pretty well equipped. There are plenty of diagnostic
Truly,
tools,
so
but
many
without a doctor,
characters
there's not
deserve
gonna
to
be
be
much
able to
point.
kill Dio.
Yeah. I'll never forget playing this game for the first time and asking Adrian, don't say anything other than yes or no, but is there a timeline where someone just snaps and attacks Dio? And it was like a quarter of a second before you were like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I just answered instantly because I didn't even need to think about which one.
Yeah. You just, like, without hesitation, didn't have to think about it at all, just like, yes. Yes, that does happen.
It's like it literally happens in more than half of the timelines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because, like, I didn't say kills, I said attacks, which is, like, very, like, yeah, that happens all the time.
Like, if I can recall, there's, like, maybe 3 timelines when that doesn't happen, and that's only a maybe, because I still don't know of whether or not to count Quark End in that. Because Sigma was about to.
He
I count
wanted
that
to.
as an attack. He was grabbed. He was grappled.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Oh yeah, I forgot, he does grapple him at the end.
Yeah. Is that the "you senile old fuck" when Dio says that?
Yes.
Like, let go of me. Well, we've got Luna.
Luna?
That's right. I remember Dio saying something. You have a medical license, don't you?
Wait, really? Is that true, Luna?
Probably.
Yes, but...
You never want to hear a bud after someone tells you they have a medical license.
Yeah, well, yes, but is the least reassuring thing she could have said, I think.
Please. Quark needs your help.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I think that machine over there is a medical scanner.
I think.
It's
I
called an
literally
M.
love her so much.
It uses nuclear magnetic resonance imaging to
Yeah, and
examine
you
and
think
diagnose
it's a medical scanner, huh?
And then I'm going to give it a very long explanation about what it is that I think.
Does Adam stand for something? Do they ever clarify that?
I feel like it's never clarified, but it's just so, like,
It seems
It
like it
must.
should. Yeah.
a device, medicine.
Something like diagnostic, maybe? Diagnostic something machine. I just know what either the A's would be.
Yeah.
Hey!
Atomic diagnostic assistance machine. That's nothing.
But it's the exact kind of nothing that is in sci-fi, Josh.
That's true. It also is like, it definitely seems like one of those things. Scientists love to just like make sure that something is an acronym that
Yeah.
spells a fun word, even if they have to really reach for it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so God, Sage, now I'm imagining Luna watching House, and it's so... She's so horrified every second.
Yeah. I feel like I need to watch House one of these days.
Same.
Do you, again, besides all of the horribleness, you would enjoy it, but oh my God, it's horrible. Just get prepared for every bad thing. Just all of them. I can't give you a content warning list. Because
Yeah.
it's every...
I do know that it is violently of its time, and that like part of the thing is that like House himself is such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
To just,
but
like,
I
every-
highly recommend watching it if you can handle every...
Yeah, you know me. I will put up with a lot.
And it's so long that I can't even give, like, any specific, like, episodes
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, I know you want to watch out for this, so can you be like, I can't do that shit, it's so long.
I'm just going to assume that if there's a type of person, House will find a way to be terrible about it.
Yeah. Even if they're not there, like...
I certainly, yeah, I'm sure that something will jump scare me at some point.
Oh,
But
it
like,
will. But yeah, I very unfortunately recommend it.
I understand that type of recommendation intimately.
I hate to recommend it. I truly hate to. No one should watch it, but also everyone should watch it because it alters you irreparably.
That was how I felt convincing you to watch Love Actually. I'm like, this
God,
is...
I need to make everyone watch Love Actually.
I remember one time my mom brought up that someone in like her church group liked that movie, and I was just like, I had only ever heard it from you about it being a terrible movie, and I was just like,
It's insane.
what?
Oh yeah, you be the fucking...
The T-Slur Tuesday jump scare making us go silent for 20 seconds.
What?
There's a moment
so
in Now You
Josh is
See
watching
Me.
Now You See Me on
Yeah.
Twitter, like maybe 2 years ago. And so
Yeah.
UB and I got to talking like, hey, maybe we should watch it too. It seems fun. It seems silly. And then during a moment, just out of nowhere, there's like this interrogation scene.
Yeah.
And one of the people being interrogated was just like, oh yeah, I couldn't have done it. I was at the strip club, T-Slur Tuesday, but you know, Foley says that it's like a 2014 super like popular like mainstream movie.
It felt way too recent to have, and it's like, okay, obviously it's like pretty much never like warranted to have a character say that, but when I say it was unprovoked, like
I expected like pre-2010s, like maybe up to 2012, but that was a jump scare. It was like 2014, my wall can be down a bit, but it shouldn't have been.
Yeah, and it's like it was so out of nowhere. Like nothing to prepare you for somebody about to say that. It just was like it was so out of nowhere that like I forgot that it happened to like tell Grace and Yubi about it.
Involved a trans woman or anything.
Right.
Like, just truly, he just said that.
T-Slur Tuesday. You know,
just
yeah,
like,
T-Slur Tuesday.
Yeah, it was so out of nowhere that I fully like just didn't even remember that it happened because there's no context to like make it stick in my brain.
And so UB and I just got absolutely fucking obliterated.
Blasted. I did feel so bad. It's like,
no,
oh,
it was so funny.
What a movie. I think they're still making a third one. It's
I
still
think
like
so.
allegedly happening.
God,
I can't remember when I last heard
watched a
about
clip
it.
of the interrogation scenes on YouTube, and they obviously cut out the T-Slur Tuesday part, and I booed at my screen. So it's like, God, can I clip it? Can I have proof to myself that that was real and not a nightmare?
It is really something. What a film. What a series of movies that exists.
This device can also play the Now You See Me duology, but don't.
The implication that even now in the distant future they still haven't made that third fucking movie.
Release date, April 16th, 2029.
Oh, what a shame. It was lost in the antimatter explosion. The film got destroyed.
Yeah, it was really tragic. That was the worst thing that happened that day.
Sad.
Yeah.
Oh well, there's other movies.
Just let us know if you need anything. Of course.
I just got like a mash like of related, unrelated, but in my head, like just, you know, Subway Surfer, Slime, Family Guy clips, like 3/4 of the screen and 1/4 being the actual diagnostic stuff.
Like on the Atom.
Yeah.
Adrian?
Fuck.
Sigma's
The
thinking.
whole process took only a few minutes. The machine scanned Konk's body, and within seconds, his results lit up the screen.
See, because 15th, that's too obvious and lame a joke. Day after.
14th is the day after.
Someone may have seen the midnight screening, and I can't have that. So 16th? Mwah.
Yeah, 16th is good. 14th,
Someone
I think,
saw
would
the
be the day
midnight
immediately
screening,
after.
and they're the only survivor, and no one believes them.
The only reason that I know what date the antimatter reactors went off is because it's the 20th anniversary of Homestuck.
Yeah, I love it.
4/13/29, baby.
Where it's too complicated for me to understand, scrolled across it. And as she read them, Luna's face grew grim. She bit her lip and just stood there for a second, looking down at Kwonk before she spoke.
Well,
Dumb idiot
I know
baby.
what's wrong with him.
How the fuck are they 10 years old? What the fuck is wrong with them, Tenmi Hoshi?
Well, I know what's wrong with him. It's pretty much everything.
All of it. Like,
He's
it'd be
small.
so much faster to list what's not wrong.
Your grandson Quonky has every disease.
I feel so terrible saying this, but Quark is...
Small.
Genuinely racking my brain trying to think of something that wouldn't be wrong with them for the joke, and I can't think of anything.
Syphilis.
has an infection.
Statistically unlikely.
Sorry,
I just
like my
remember a friend
mind
of
did
mine.
not go there. Yeah.
I just have a friend that once had to get like tested for a bunch of diseases, and the only first one that came back was like, "You're free for syphilis," and so they're like, "That means I have every other disease, right? I have every disease except syphilis."
Yeah.
So syphilis is the first thing that comes to mind whenever I hear I have every disease
But syphilis.
except syphilis.
No, oh my god, Neoman, I'm gonna tell this story again. I've told this story so many times, but so when I was playing with my friends, you know, showing them it for the first time, they had a theory Quark had like one of those diseases and make you look young, and they're actually just like one of Tenmyoji's drinking buddies. And,
That
you
would
know,
be
use
really
the
funny.
disease that makes you look 10 years old to you know, throw off people in the death game, and also to just like fuck with people at bars. But that was a running theory pretty much until they said they were 20, and then they were like, okay, well, yeah, no, obviously this isn't it now.
That's such a Zero Escape ass theory to have. Like, that
you
is...
just gotta think this shit.
Yeah, that is so, like, obviously they were incorrect, but that is so... If somebody was playing and they came to me with that theory, I'd be like, your head is so in
Yeah.
the right place.
I cannot blame you. There sure are people who are way older than we think they look.
Yeah, it's honestly quite reasonable for this game. And, like, would be a really funny gag and feels like something Uchikoshi would do.
Oh, absolutely.
All of it checks
mean-
out.
He does.
Yeah. Absolutely playing in the right space.
Yeah. I don't know how big of a spoilers it is, but yeah, in one of his games, that disease is real.
Oh my god. I gotta play Ushikoshi's other stuff.
Anyway, fucking small.
Small.
Oh no.
Every disease but the big one.
Oh no. Don't tell me.
Yes. He's been infected with a virus called Radical 6.
Radical sax. He has to do a saxophone solo or he'll die.
Oh no. But there's
Really
no
fucked up 'cause
saxophones on the
they
moon.
do not have the lungs for that. You can't do that, white baby.
Have you heard of this virus? Radical 6, I mean.
Yeah.
God, that just reminds me. I'm sorry to go on another tangent, but I was watching Pushing Daisies with Nine last night. And there's a fucking scene. It's not relevant why, but there's a scene where there's somebody playing a saxophone and the subtitles said trumpet music, and it was the funniest thing in the world to me. It's like
Really
so close.
phoning it, goddamn man.
I'm like, this subtitle is up while there is a saxophone visible on the screen. I'm like,
Fire your transcript writer.
it's so...
I'm like,
The subs are really
not as
good
if
otherwise.
Those are similar brass instruments. Many are similar, and I could see, you know, even myself mixing them up, but those are not visually
also-
similar.
Yeah, it's not like it's like an instrument that most people don't know. Like, I know a lot of, like, you know, people can't identify, like, the nuances of every, you know, woodwind instrument or whatever. Like, I get that. But, like, people know what a saxophone is. I'm pretty sure. Most people would not call it a trumpet.
If you know what a trumpet is, you know what a saxophone is.
Yeah. Even if you don't know that's a saxophone, you at least know it's not a trumpet. Wild. It was very funny.
Amazing.
It was just like trumpet music, and I'm like, somebody is on screen playing a saxophone right now. It just reminded me of that.
I told Alice and Tenmyoji about it.
Fi and I heard about it from Luna.
Dio and Luna were the two of the first people to investigate the infirmary. They must have seen the newspaper clipping that Conk found. I'd stayed behind after the AB game, and they'd all split up and gone to different rooms. It seemed like, one way or another, everyone had heard about Radical Sax.
No, he can't. How could he have gotten infected? That's not possible.
Something about the tone of his voice seemed strange. Why wasn't it possible?
We fucking blew it up.
Yeah.
Had Tenmyoji known about Radical 6 before the rest of us?
Nah, that's ridiculous.
No way, no way, no
There must be
way!
something we can do. How can we cure him?
Well,
Why is he so much louder here than he is on almost any other route?
He's mad.
It's the only way to counteract Radical 6. If we can inject him with some, he should be okay.
Where is it? Shouldn't it be in the infirmary somewhere?
Yeah, we looked around, but we didn't see anything.
I don't trust a damn thing you say.
Fair.
I Luna.
I'm sorry, but Dio's telling the truth. We didn't find anything.
Damn it. What about the other rooms? Sigma, what about you? Did you find anything?
Yubi said, I love when Adrian calls Quark Quonk, because I also love calling characters easier to say incorrect names.
I'm trying to
It's
call him
so
a bunch
great.
of different names. Our group chat that we have for this fucking stream is called Cork Fan Club.
Yeah.
It has
an
an
image of
the
Cork.
Cork
Yeah.
from the Chicago Museum of Science and Industry. Shout out to some small local businesses, the Chicago Museum of Science and Industry.
In the archives? No, that was just piles and piles of books and papers.
Feed them paper.
Nothing even remotely like medicine there.
What about you, Kay? Was there any medicine in your room?
I'm terribly sorry. There was nothing of the sort in the garden. Plenty of vegetation, but unfortunately, no medicine.
Oh God, then he's going to... Oh God, no.
Look, just to be sure, where did the three of you go?
The pantry. There was tons of food everywhere, but Excelivir? Nothing.
Adrian?
Tenmyoji slurped to the ground.
I don't think he did that.
I'm the one reading the subtitles. Do you doubt me?
This is...
Yes.
Okay, wait. I was trying to remember if they said... I can't remember what the groups were. Who else was in the panty?
The
Who was Dio
panty
with?
had to have been... the panty was Tenmyoji, Dio, and Outlet.
What a combination.
Cause those were the ones in there when Dio opened the door.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
okay.
yeah, right.
But yeah, I have seen Ferengi, Quark art, Neoman.
Oh, yeah, because of the fellow from Star Trek.
Mm-hmm. And also, you know, Goldfiles reference the, like, hat covering Ferengi ears.
I have not seen this.
Dude, finding Quark fan art sucks so much, because there's so much Quark of the hugely, vastly, indescribably more popular property Star Trek in there.
Quark!
I am normal.
Oh, thank
I'm
God.
about to have a normal one, everybody.
You're awake!
I'm so normal.
Get away from me!
Do we want to fast forward through some of this?
Yeah, that's probably fair.
But it's so funny.
Right in the shin, baby.
Right
in
in
the
the
shin,
shin.
baby.
Right under the kneecap.
It's where you
A
go.
door is
Wait,
down
are
a
we on
little
all
bit.
skip?
No? It would say I'll skip if we were.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like, this is quite a lot of being skipped here.
It just stopped.
Okay.
No one here, huh? Damn.
Oh, this is a fun one, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, Alice ran off, I think. Where did she go?
No point in complaining. I just need to look somewhere else. I turned it, headed toward the exit.
Beep beep beep.
Beautiful, beautiful people. But yeah, like we were talking about earlier, you can see so many different doors that lead to what on the map is nowhere, but I think that's just for more visual clarity. There is so much more building
Yeah.
there.
So this is the panty, huh? Alice oh, okay. Well,
Boom.
now we know.
I'm
Nice.
I'm amazing.
Grace
You're
knows
a fucking
everything.
genius.
Pay me.
Alice, Timyoji, and Dio searched this room. Damn. Nothing here either. We need to find her quick or she's gonna do something bad. If she loses it like Quark did and nobody's around to stop her. Something real funny will happen, probably. Shit, I need to hurry.
Don't have such a funny moment.
I decided to try the garden with Phi, Quunk, and K.
That's a new one.
Had gone after passing through the door. Quunk.
Whoa.
Clark.
Okay, I've said this on 5 separate streams and in UB's DMs at least weekly, but Quark gets so mad when someone reasonably assumes their name is Clark after they say it.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. He gets so mad.
Just so upset every time. They aren't over it and they're never going to be.
Absolutely. I can absolutely see that.
The first thing I noticed when I stepped inside was the smell. Plants.
This room reminds me of how sad it is that so many jokes that aren't hints get locked behind easy mode for some reason. Yeah, like Clover saying her brother would have had the ice block puzzle done hours ago is
And
really funny
pipes?
dialogue.
For
The
no
pipes-
reason.
the pipes one is crazy.
Aren't part of a puzzle.
Because, like, Clover saying her brother would have figured it out at least kind of makes sense because it's, like, part
it
of their
has to
being...
do with a puzzle.
Yeah, and you get it by fucking up a puzzle, so it's like... it still doesn't deserve to be locked behind it, but I kind of get it. The pipes one is crazy because that's just looking around the room dialogue. Like, it really makes me wonder how much you miss by not playing easy mode.
Yeah, I've been on and off, not for a while, but doing easy mode playthroughs to get all the dialogue I can, but it's rough to do, even for someone who loves VR as much as me. It's just so, like, meticulous.
Yeah. I guess Pipes hints at Junpei's identity, but not enough that I forgive them.
It's just a callback read, like, to anyone who doesn't know.
Who's the one who starts it in VLR? Is it Junpei or Clover?
I think it's Junpei.
Okay.
plant life was everywhere, and the air was filled with the fresh scent of lemons, underlaid with the sweet, dry tones of dead leaves underfoot.
Ah, the days of my youth. It's such a weird running gag that they have. Yeah. The Grossberg and Ace Attorney just saying, the days of my youth, the scent of fresh lemons. He says it like 4 times, and I don't know why.
Well, the air outside had been dry and harsh, and here it was warm and wet like a forest after a spring rain.
I could have stolen so many descriptions from this for my fic.
Ah, damn. Just like Kay said, plants and stuff everywhere. Damn. She's not here either. This is bad.
We've been searching for Alice for a while, and I'd found nothing. I hope that nothing had happened to her, but... I searched every corner of Florb. She was nowhere to be seen.
This is pointless. I should just get back to Flora. Maybe someone else has found her. I wonder if they ever used the hex gridded bee garden faking sky as like a giant movie screen or something. The border might get distracting, but could be cool. That's... Yeah, you could do like one of those like planetarium style.
Yeah! I think they definitely did that.
Yeah.
It's the worst place to watch House MD, but no one bothers me there, but God, it's so scary.
Doesn't look like anybody's here. I love the idea of Luna continuing to watch House MD even though it like stresses her out too much.
Mm-hmm.
That's what really makes her human.
Yeah.
Watching a show that she doesn't like that causes her distress.
Yeah.
I should have a look in the rooms.
Especially like the last couple seasons where they just kind of phone it in because they already covered all the medical problems, so it's just some ridiculous bullshit, and they do a lot of really bad special effects.
Alice is dead.
Even though it doesn't fit the show at all. That's the worst to see up on the screen because they really get right in your face.
Luna, there is a corpse in front of us.
Yubi said it's like the shocking yourself on purpose experiment rather than boredom. Exactly. Adrian, are you familiar with this study?
Is that the one? I think so. It's the one with rats?
No, it's one that's done with people.
Mm.
So you leave somebody in an empty room and you like tell them like, okay, you're gonna like sit here for 30 minutes and there's nothing to do except for there's like a button you can press that will emit like painful shocks to your body. You get like hooked up to a machine and they're like, you're gonna be in here for 30 minutes. If you press this button, it will shock you and hurt you. You don't have to press it if you don't want to. And like people regularly would hit the button like many times in the 30 minutes just because it's something to do. Like they'd be in like there'd be like no like nothing to like read, nothing really to look at. It's like an empty room basically. And the thing is that like people would choose to shock themselves on purpose because it was like preferable to being bored, because it was like we crave sensation so much.
Mm-hmm.
And we will take a harmful sensation over no sensation.
Yeah. Which I believe, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would work on me. In fact,
Yeah.
I know it would work on me because I did not participate in this study, but at the Chicago Museum of Science and Industry, support local businesses, there's like a similar little just device there where it's like 50% chance nothing, 50% chance you get shocked. And you can just do that, and you don't get anything if you don't get shocked. The prize is not being shocked, and yet I press that button so many goddamn times.
I had like a science teacher in middle school who had one of those it's called a Van der Graaf machine. It's the things you put your hands on it and it makes your hair go up.
Oh.
And one of the things that you can do with it is that, like, basically it will send a current through you, but it won't hurt you if it's like properly grounded or whatever. And so one of the things you can do is make like a chain of people who are all like holding hands.
Yeah.
And then all of your hair sticks up in the chain. And then as soon as you unground it, it emits a painful shock to everybody in the chain. And we all voluntarily did that. Like, the teacher told us that was what would happen.
I love that.
But also
It's
experiencing
amazing.
pain in a group of people is funny.
Yeah, I do love to put Blorbos in thought experiments and, like, you know, sociology experiments and, like, think of how they would decide. Like, I think, like, the fundamentally bad marshmallow test, I love putting Blorbos in that.
Yeah.
Is that the one where, like, you can eat the marshmallow now, but if you wait 20 minutes, you'll get another marshmallow?
Yes.
But they didn't control for food inequality.
Yeah, there's like a huge thing where it's like food insecurity is like one of the biggest deciding factors for behavior.
But they just
tests.
did that, like, the initial study, they just attributed it to patients. They didn't look at the factor of food insecurity. Then other scientists re-examined it later and they were like, okay, this actually is kind of valuable, but you guys came to a really dumb conclusion.
Yeah.
It's valuable, but not for the reasons that you guys said it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like a lot of people used it to come to the conclusion that like, oh, the poor kids don't have patience and that's why they're poor. And it's like, well, no, that's not.
That's the
that's not
stupidest
true.
conclusion you could come to.
Your causation is all fucked up. Another variable someone could have is maybe I want one marshmallow, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like, maybe I don't care about a second marshmallow. It's not that deep. And like trust was another big factor, right? Like if they trust adults generally. Because it's like sometimes the kids would eat the marshmallow because they don't believe the adult who says they'll get another one in 20 minutes because like they have been given reason to believe that adults lie.
Yeah, so it is in fact quite a lot of fascinating data, but initially it was just used incredibly stupidly, bordering on cruelly.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I feel like I remember hearing they did do variations on that accounted for like the trust variable, and it was like a very big one where it's like they would have the adult like lie to another adult in front of the child in a way that like the child knew they were lying. And like, so if they saw that adult lie to somebody else, they wouldn't trust them and they would eat the marshmallow much more of the time. Stuff like that.
Those parts are so fascinating.
Yeah. It's like a great concept for an experiment if you know what factors you're actually looking for. If you're controlling things properly, it's a great experiment. But yeah, the initial version of it was terrible. Which, like, that's science. It's just that, like, you shouldn't draw conclusions from the original shitty version of the experiment. That's how we get things like...
so fascinating because it's a very stark, like, accessible example of it.
Yeah. Well, that's also how we get things like every 3 weeks, eggs either cause or cure cancer. And, like, you know, like every 3 weeks there's a new study saying one of those two things. Or it's like, drinking red wine will either kill you in 3 years or extend your lifetime by 50. And, like, because it's like, all of it is just they did an experiment one time that is poorly controlled so that they would have results to publish. That's why every time somebody's like, oh, this food is a carcinogen, I'm like, is it?
I'm like, shut up.
I'm like, is it? Or is there just like a bad study?
Asks me.
Yeah. Like, I'll buy the stuff where, you know, I don't know, like, oh, this, like, nutrient is like foods that have this specific nutrient, like a whole grain is good for your cholesterol. I'm like, well, that information probably won't hurt, you know? But as soon as something's like, this will prevent heart disease, this will kill you, I'm like, I don't think that's, like...
Yeah, the only thing I trust is if something says that they do not sell a product in California, I do not trust the product.
Oh, because they have better, like, food safety?
Yeah, like, California has a lot more
food
harder thing of, like,
safety.
if your food is actually legitimately proven to be, like, carcinogenic or bad for you, they do need to state it. So if they don't sell it in California, that means that they aren't going to put the label on their food. Because, like, if you're going to sell...
smart.
You're not going to make a whole new labeling for selling in California and not selling in California.
And also, if the labeling has to say it's a carcinogen, that's probably going to hurt your sales.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alice's reaction to this information.
Yeah, Alice has been dead.
Just on screen this whole 10 minutes, but also
It's because she drank a glass of red wine
SUV,
every
that
day.
also is just such a, like, just dig an inch deeper than your initial thought about that, and it's like, yeah, there are factors there.
Yeah, children who play Mary and Joseph in their church play are more likely to go on to succeed in life. Yeah, it's like, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, there's always other fucking factors, and so much of that stuff gets the causation backwards. So much of it.
I fucking love sociology.
It's very interesting. It's something I'd love to, like, know more about.
Same.
It's one of those things where it's like, what little I do know of it is very cool, and then I don't know very much. But, like, it's a really interesting field.
I think I would just do really good on it due to the fact that in middle school I would do psychological studies on random people for funsies and chat rooms.
You've said a lot of shit about yourself that made me go, I believe that about you. This might be the most.
Yeah. I
constantly
also did that, but they were so shitty and, like, a lot of times edgy because I was a middle schooler.
I catfished people in chat rooms for fun, just to study them. There's this one stupid, like, chat room app that I was in, and you could change your username as much as you want. Often. And so I changed my username pretty much once a week, and I'd act slightly differently with the same people and see how they viewed me depending on how I acted.
That is some freak shit.
And then one time I used a picture of someone cosplaying Misa from Death Note as my icon to just see how differently people treated me when I had the icon of an attractive Japanese woman. Even though I acted just as obnoxious as always.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
Genuinely?
I was 13, by the way.
Yeah,
or 12.
That's the type of unethical mad science only a 13-year-old could do.
Yeah.
That explains a lot about you as a person. I feel like that checks out a lot. I don't even really know what I mean by that specifically, but, like, just you say that and I'm like, it's all coming together in my brain. Hi, Alice.
Yes, real nice. Like, just stand there 20 minutes talking over my corpse. Love it.
You shouldn't have had a glass of red wine every night. Or maybe you should have, depending on what the most recent study says. Alice!
All right. The first thing I saw, I wasn't even looking at my phone. I was looking right up.
Yeah.
First thing I saw when I stepped through their door was the blossom of red on her chest.
It was very flattering.
It was almost like getting punched. I stopped short, my body refusing to move.
No. Why did this happen?
I forced one shaking foot forward, then the next. My legs began to wobble, and I put a hand against the wall to steady myself as my heart thundered in my chest.
Calm down. Calm down. This looks pretty bad, but you don't actually know anything yet. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe we can still save her. I just remembered one of my incredibly vague theories that I had going through VLR was that Sigma's like parenthetical thoughts always reference himself as you. And I remember having the vague thought, I'm like, what if that's actually like somebody else talking to Sigma and like directing his thoughts? Because I think just like the way it would come in always felt like it was like trying to get him to act in a certain way.
And you know, like like not only 999 prompting you to have someone else, expect someone else in your head, but he also like has many moments where it's like someone controlled me. But like these thoughts just don't happen to be that.
Yeah, I think that like definitely being fresh off 999 was a big part of that, and yeah, the game does a lot to like feed into that, which I find kind of interesting. It was never like a fully formed theory in my head, I don't think, but I did keep being like, man, it's like weird. It's weird how consistent they are, especially like, I don't know, this like, you know, being like, okay, this looks bad, but you don't actually know anything. Yeah, maybe it's not too late. Maybe we can still save her. It's like, the we could be anybody.
The difference between that and the narration.
That's the thing too, that there's like, he has the like parenthetical thoughts and also the narration, which like did matter in 999.
It's just like they're swapped roles.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, something I fully like, that is not silly, even though it's like, yeah, the whole game kind of primes that to be a reasonable theory.
Yeah, it's another one of those where it's just like, you know, you're wrong, but you're playing in the space, that's for sure. You're thinking in the right way. Like Fi being a golem, obviously.
Yeah, I loved encouraging that theory so much.
It's so good.
Then at last I pressed my fingers to her neck, and those hopes were dashed. No pulse. Clearly she wasn't breathing either. Her pupils had dilated hideously, making her face seem somehow inhuman.
No.
Embedded in her chest was a scalpel.
Me fucking too, UB. Fi as a golem was believed by me until the exact moment Luna confirmed she was a golem. Exactly. Up until that moment, I was on that board. I was on that train. Basically, from the start of the game, when Fi jumps out of the fucking elevator, I was like, oh, she's not human. She even said she's no man.
And again, playing in exactly the correct space.
Yeah. But then it just turns out Fi's a fucking weirdo. Which is so funny.
Yeah. It's such a good misdirect.
Just
like, make everyone in your game a huge fucking freak so you don't know who's people and who's not. But none of them are aliens, even though aliens exist in the universe.
Yeah.
They're unimportant entirely.
Yeah. Also, Sage did redeem clean your damn tabs.
Okay, time to clean my damn tabs.
Being raised by yourself will do that to you. Exactly, especially if one of your parents is Fi. Not only did Fi raise herself, but she was raised by Fi. Like, there was no hope for her to be normal.
Okay, I'm closing a tab on content-aware scaled cat pictures.
That's pretty good.
Thing is, what made 1904? I again get mixed up the 04 and 08. Is it 04?
Yes, 1904 and 2008.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. What made the 1904 Fi a freak that made Fi like Fi?
I mean, she was teleported to 1904, and she does have, I think, whatever innate genetics make Fi a freak. Because as we know, her parents must have been real characters.
Yeah. This is not saying she shouldn't be a freak. I just want to dive into...
I think there is a genetic element to her being a freak. I do think having whatever genes she got from the combination of Sigma and Diana, two of the most normal and well-adjusted people that you can imagine. I think she definitely got some just like fucking weirdo shit personality genes from them. That's probably not how it works, but
it isn't. But I believe it could be in the Zero Escape universe is the thing.
Yeah, I would be prepared to believe that a non-zero amount of your temperament is determined at least somewhat by genes. Not all of it, most of it no, but I do think there's like an element of, you know. I feel like there's something there. Where it's like, you know, some people are just going to be weird or something. Controlling for all other factors. But yeah, I think Fi is a
innate freak.
Yeah, she's figuratively a genetic freak. Where does 1904 Fi even get raised now that I think about it? Delta gets raised with Left, but there's no mention that Fi was also adopted by them. Yeah, I think Fi went to a different family.
Yeah, I think 1904 Fi was just all raised by the 1904 scientists. She did not go with them, the Left family.
Yeah, and then she like eventually moved to America. I think.
Yeah, we know she did.
She was working in the States when other Fi got sent there. Fi 2 the remix.
Fi 3.
This is true, Fi 3.
But she is the second one in time. In normal time.
Yes, yeah. The first one didn't exist yet.
Yeah, the first one is born third.
Yeah.
Zero Escape is a game so easy and fun to talk about, especially while looking at a gnarly fucking stab. Just zoomed right in.
Yeah.
Embedded
talking
in her chest.
into the cavity.
Yeah.
Embedded in her chest is a scalpel. I was no doctor, but judging by the angle, it looked like it had pierced her heart. And someone stabbed her?
I don't know that it does look like it pierced her heart.
It doesn't look deep enough.
It's not very deep, and it's also straight in the sternum, if I'm not mistaken.
But I see a tiny bit of an angle, but like...
Yeah.
Not enough.
Yeah, and also, if you were trying to get between the ribs, you would flip it the other way.
Yeah.
You'd want it horizontal, I imagine. A scalpel that small might be able to fit, but I would still... My instinct would be to go horizontal with it, if I was really trying to go for the heart.
I hate going horizontal mode.
We're critiquing Alice's suicide.
Yeah. 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
What if she... No.
It couldn't be.
We're all going to die. I'd rather die here.
No. No.
I'm done with this shit. Just walk out, just leave, Image.
If it sucks, hit the bricks.
Yes, if it sucks, hit the bricks, thank you.
Something in my brain snapped.
Yeah.
A scream clawed its way out of my body, taking my mind with it. The last thing I felt was my body slumping to the floor as the world went dark. When I came to, I was floating in a field of nothingness.
I love the field of nothingness.
It's so... This is such a good little, like, motif they do in the writing.
Mm-hmm. Game over.
Game over.
Game over.
And then this is the one we can just, like, go back and do it again, right?
Shit. Just pop back in there.
I always hit return to zoom out. I'm sorry.
Never forgiven.
POV, we are Sigma's breaks.
The UI is so bad. The UI is so fucking bad.
This game does have a pretty atrocious UI. VLR, I love you with all my heart, but your user experience is shit. Okay. Alright. Listen.
Yep.
Do you wish to jump? One hop this time.
Do you wish to do a handstand at the same time as 1 million other humans?
You'll never guess what happens tomorrow.
I dropped my iPad and opened up a tab on Minmo cat foods from Silent Hill.
From Silent Hill?
From Fictional Companies Wiki.
Yeah, that seems like a tab that you would have. No one here, huh? Damn. Where did she go?
Normal place.
Adrian?
For just an instant, I was somebody else.
Somewhere
else. I was in a area. My mind reeled, and then I just began to adjust.
A lot of people don't like it kicking you to December 25th, 2028 if you don't pick one, but one playthrough I watched really leaned into it, intentionally doing it every time with a guess what day it is, then timed the finale to premiere on Christmas.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's actually, I love that.
Did I see that one? I feel like someone I watched always went there and had like a comment about it, but it may have just been did it every time on accident. I'm thinking of Short One Gaming because I love Short One Gaming.
Short One Gaming had a really good VLR playthrough. What, Neo Man, what was the one, what playthrough? Now I'm curious if you remember who it was. I know there is like quite a variety of VLR playthroughs because it's a good game. Luka-chan. I got recommended her Ace Attorney stuff a lot when I was watching a lot of Ace Attorney Let's Plays. I actually didn't know that she also did Zero Escape, so that is good to know.
Okay, I did watch her because I needed more VLR in my life.
Okay. That's good to know. I may have to check that one out if it's good.
I don't particularly recommend, but I don't not recommend. I'm pretty neutral on it. Like, no hate to her, just...
Yeah.
Shrug.
I remember watching a little bit of, like, some of her other Let's Plays, and, like, it wasn't exactly to my tastes, but it's probably something I could enjoy if the game's right. I think she was one of those people who was just, like, a little too good at being a YouTuber. I think that was my problem with her. Like, nothing against her specifically. I'm just like, I don't like the style of Let's Player that is, like, too comfortable with it. Or, like, too YouTuber-y. I don't know. I think that was what it was that I was, like, a little... I have that problem with a lot of people where I'm just like, you're too much of a gamer for me.
This is so true, UB. I only watch men YouTubers, and I can totally name a man YouTuber I'm subscribed to right now. There's Cinema Therapy. Boom, yeah, I'm a misogynist, I won.
Grace famously hates women YouTubers, as the single other Let's Play that you've mentioned is the one by Short One Gaming.
And I watch
famously
their videos,
no women
like,
on that channel
every day. But yeah, no. Unhappy International Women's Day. Bad International Women's Day, everyone.
International Anti-Women's Day. That's the anti-particle.
It's like matter and antimatter.
Happy International Misogyny Day.
Every day with this stream.
Happy International Quantum Women's Day. What was that? Women and anti-women.
Bullshit. Sigma about all of our bullshit flashing in his head at once.
Yeah, he's hearing all this.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian?
It's the same sensation I'd felt when I saw the vision of the bombs exploding.
Oh, Sissel's in my spot on the couch.
He's baby.
Again, because I have chatted, like, I need to know if we said women and anti-women at the exact same time, because from I know how the delay works, I think we might have.
It was pretty close from what I recall.
I love us.
You again, boss.
Had a bit of premonition.
This is bad. I need to find Alice, now. But where could she be? Damn it, Alice, where are you?
Normal place.
Is she in the bee garden or the crew quarters?
She's in the crew quarters.
Crew quarters? Okay.
I remember one time you kept on accidentally hitting bee garden years before.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because, like, there's that one time she is in the bee garden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she is one. Twice, I think.
Yeah. Because, like, Fi catches her that one time.
Yeah.
What about the
again,
crew
interestingly,
quarters?
it's where Sigma goes to first. So again, I fully believe that's some late-in memory.
Yeah, I also think they probably have him go to the bee garden so that you know it's not the bee garden, and I just fail to register that every time. Yeah. Yeah! That has to be it.
I set off at a dead run.
Do we get to leap through some doors? Please.
Oh, please.
Please.
You best leap through the door of that crew quarters, brother.
What's the fucking point if you don't? Moon Leapfrog would be crazy. I never fucking understood how Leapfrog could be played. It just, like, seemed so impossible to me, even at the, the age of 4 you are supposed to be able to do it.
Yeah, I don't think I ever played Leapfrog because I just, like, the principle of it seems...
I think I played Leapfrog.
Difficult.
Yeah.
I watched people in, like, my preschool class or whatever play it, but I never, like, I did not believe in myself. Rightfully so. Again, I needed so much physical therapy as a small child.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
But even looking at it now, it's like, that seems like a difficult undertaking.
I think
for normal children.
Yeah, I think the thing that makes it possible for little kids to do it is that their bodies weigh a lot less than like the older you get, the more your body weighs, like, relative to your muscle mass. So I think it is literally easier for kids to, like, lift themselves up than it is for adults.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have to be pretty little to do it, like, successfully.
Yeah, it just always seemed wild to me.
Yeah. Adrian?
The moment I entered the crew hallway, I made straight for the door to the number 2 rooms.
Alice should be in here.
I swallowed and threw open the door.
I will count throwing it open as leaping. Those are not similar actions, but just the
similarly dramatic.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll allow it. Alice.
Throwing open a door is the same as leaping through a door, except without the forward momentum.
Yeah. Grace, by the way, I hate that I just naturally say I'll allow it a lot of the time, because now it does make me think of that stupid fucking game.
I hate that game so much.
There's a character in Rain Code in the first fucking prologue chapter. He, like, doesn't even matter. But he has, like, a really annoying personality, and he's always saying, I'll allow it. And just for whatever reason, it's just one of the things that sticks out. Because you're constantly just like, what do you mean you're not in charge here? What are you allowing, asshole?
God, am I going to have to watch a playthrough of Rain Code to talk as usual?
No, don't. I mean, like, you can, but it's not bad in funny ways until the last chapter. It's just boring most of the time.
And really fucking racist in chapter
Just
3.
insanely racist.
Unbelievably, like, I'm telling you, and you're imagining how bad it is, go 10 times worse. It's something I had not seen out of any games in the 2000s.
It's bad. It's very bad.
Do keep it that way.
And it's also just like a boring chapter on top of that. Like, it's incredible their ability to fuck it up.
Constructed, like, there's not one good thing about that chapter, but the real cherry on top of, like, 1890s style racism.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's bad. It's just like, you know, you could watch Rain Code if you want, but it's just not. It's like, what if Danganronpa was like not interesting?
I don't know how he went worse. Like,
yeah,
most writers learn and improve.
Kodaka has been getting like pretty consistently worse, I would say.
Yeah.
Like the first Danganronpa, not without its issues, don't get me wrong, probably one of the best games he's ever written. Like,
probably the best game he's ever made.
Yeah, I know that Super Danganronpa 2 is well liked, but like it's not. Its twist is pretty bad. I think it was kind of novel for the time, but like it's not interesting in my opinion.
Really fucking talking about Danganronpa right now.
This is a very tangent-heavy one in the sense that like none of our tangents have been that long, but it keeps happening.
Yeah, it's a pauses every 2 minutes.
Yeah. Alice, so you were here. You were here.
As I spoke, her eyes turned toward me. Back!
You good?
I didn't get the feeling they were looking at me. I need to scooch my chair closer to the desk, I think. Because if I lean back, they just pop out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that chair is hard to get, like, close enough to actually work.
Her skin was pale and sickly, and one of her hands held the scalpel, like I caught her in the middle of something.
What are you doing here?
It's okay. I'm just here to help you.
Help me? What do you mean?
Just let go of that scalpel.
No. I need it to get this bracelet off.
Huh?
Remember what Zero Jr. told us? The bracelet comes off when your heart stops. So I just have to...
No.
Stop!
Before I even finished the word, I was running. I grabbed both her arms and wrenched them back, pulling the blade away from her chest.
No!
You know, we give the animations a lot of shit. This scene actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
The models are still the models, but like the movement, honestly,
the movement's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I think this looks like this is one of the best animated scenes. Now they only did about 2 seconds of it, but
VR's animation isn't bad. The models are, and mostly vice versa for ZTD. Like, the models are pretty okay, but the animation's really bad.
Yeah.
Let me go!
However, I love Junpei Funny Walk.
It's so
I love
good.
Junpei Funny Walk.
Would not be the same. There's no way they didn't know that looked the way that it looked. Like, it's gotta look kind of shitty on purpose, because it's so funny.
I can't take it anymore. This whole thing is like a nightmare I can't wake up from. The only way I'm going to get out of here is to die.
Knock it off.
With a grunt, I tore the scalpel from her hands.
It's awesome that she's not wrong.
Yeah.
Like, she's not getting out of here.
Yeah. Love it. I feel like I truly always am thinking about after VOR.
Yeah.
And just everyone. Just all of them I think about because it's like, yeah, like, bikers, we need to find, like, the good and the love in it, but it sure are those with, like, the privilege of control in the situation and those without.
Mm-hmm.
Those who have lost everything and those who have something left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian?
I had apparently cut myself getting the damn thing away from her. Very quickly, it progressed from a dull throbbing to a hot line of pain across my palm. I clenched my teeth and squeezed my hand tight. I was so focused on my pain that I barely heard Alice collapse.
I know that they're, like, saving it for the drama, but it's wild that he didn't immediately look at his wound on realizing he hurt himself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That would immediately, if I hurt in any way, I am, like, poking, looking, I am investigating.
She didn't respond when I shook her. Always shake unconscious people.
Always shake unconscious people. Always grab them by the shoulders and make sure their head shakes around a lot.
Mm-hmm. Especially in metal rooms.
Yes, you definitely want to do that when they're leaned up against a metal wall.
Especially when they're ill.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, are you all right? Alice, say something.
Especially if the results are identical to Quark's.
There was a moment of terror before I realized she was still breathing. I didn't know why, but it seemed like she'd only passed out.
Shit. What am I supposed to do now? Ooh. Okay. Oh, man. Maybe the infirmary? It's got all those medical things.
Do we get a surprisingly light here?
Buoyed by adrenaline, I hefted Alice's body and took off toward the infirmary.
We do get a buoyed by adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not wrong, but not the full picture, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I do actually appreciate that they
please pay
consistently
attention,
feel the
everyone.
need to clarify that, like... Because, like, for him to be like, oh yeah, I can lift her more easily because of adrenaline, which is believable.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, people... Even if you are strong, people are very hard to lift.
So hard to hold.
A child older than, like, 1 is so much heavier than you think.
Mm-hmm.
You need to hear this. The Atom has finished scanning Alice.
What did it say?
Hear ye, come one and all.
Her results are identical to Quark's.
That's probably good.
She has also been infected with Radical 6.
It's bad, probably.
She has the same vitals as a sickly 10-year-old. Yeah, especially an unconscious person is harder to lift. Because, yeah, you're right. A conscious person can, like...
Listen,
Shift
when
around for you.
I used to
Yeah.
be in dance classes, and I was always the person who was lifted. And
Because you're small.
because I'm small. But like, there's a whole way that you have being held in itself takes a lot of strength because you're also carrying yourself a lot to take the weight. You need a lot of core strength to be carried.
Well, yeah, because a lot of what you have to do is, like, try to, like...
Hold shape.
Yeah, like, your core has to be really good the way that you get picked up as a dancer. Mm-hmm. Often. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, you're having to try and minimize the amount of your weight. Like, you have to distribute your weight in a way that is good for the person holding you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's why it's like a trick. Like, if somebody's trying to grab you, you're supposed to, like, ragdoll. Yeah, because it makes it way harder for them.
If I had called everyone else back after I'd brought Alice to the infirmary. 7 sets of eyes widened as Luna spoke.
Then Luna's are also widening.
Yeah.
Oh no. No! What's
Again,
going to
those
happen to her?
incredibly easy, understandable mistakes are always so funny to me. I love ragging on them because, yeah, literally anyone is gonna make a mistake first, second, third pass.
Yeah, yeah. It's like such a small thing.
They're like, oh yeah, we can't count, of course, Quark and Alice because they're unconscious, forgetting
So
that
that's
Luna is the
7
one
up.
speaking.
Yeah. It's really good. Also, I'll point out, it's not 7 complete sets of eyes.
Well, like I said before, there's only one way to cure Radical 6.
Because I don't think Sigma's cybernetic eye can widen.
Does
If I
that
had to
look like
guess.
illusion of widening with just like the difference in like the light and like the little claws like moving out?
Hmm. Yeah,
And again,
potentially.
Kyle's LED screen's widened.
Yeah, that I can at least believe.
Yeah.
Because we know that Kay can do a facsimile of eyes widening.
It's a special antiviral treatment, whether or not there's any around here, though. No! No! Oh, Alice! I don't want you to die! Please! Please don't die! I don't want to be alone! Don't die!
I'm sure that you screaming this right now is going to help.
Baby girl,
Yeah.
don't die. Be alive.
Talking to unconscious people helps, so surely just commanding them not to die works.
Yeah.
Clover wrapped her arms around Alice's unconscious body and began to sob. None of us had the heart to pull her off, so all we could do was stand and watch uncomfortably.
Clover smile.
10 minutes remain.
Yeah, because it's
until
so
everyone
much
in
easier to
home
make a like
closes.
non-human model expressive.
Yeah, Kay does have a very, like, especially, like, his... It's also funny because they also say that Kyle as a person is hard to read, like, emotionally, but it's like, he's got very expressive body language, I don't know.
Yeah.
He also has a very expressive voice.
Yeah.
All players, please enter your votes.
Like Lotus, the wrinkled old hag, just wrinkled like a raisin.
Yeah. Zero Escape loves to lie.
If no vote is
And I love their
recorded
lies.
before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Guys, I think we should get back to the warehouse.
What about Alice and Quark?
I guess we're just gonna have to leave him behind.
No! I'm not leaving!
Clover.
I'm staying here! Like heck, I'm
Smile.
gonna leave Alice all alone! She's going to be fine. I gave her some Soparil. She'll just be sleeping like Quark. I don't care! I just want to stay with her. She shouldn't have to be all
Your
by
medical
herself.
license shit is sus. I'm fucking staying.
Yeah.
Everything's coming up Sigma, huh? What a lucky, lucky man you are. You two are gonna be playing against Clover. If she doesn't vote, then she'll default to ally. That means if she stays here, the two of you are gonna be sitting pretty. Especially you, Sigma. After all, you've got 6 BP right now.
Are you saying I'm gonna choose Betray?
If you do, you'll get what you need to escape.
You bastard. There's no way I'd do that.
Is that so?
Yes, it is so. For one, I'm not the only one making this decision. Luna's my partner, and she'll be in the AB room with me. You really think she'd just stand by and let me do something like that? Back me up here, Luna.
Well, actually, I was planning to let you make the decision.
You
See?
can fucking kill her.
Told you. You can lie to us if you want, but you
I
can't lie to
know it
yourself.
won't kill her.
Shut up!
Um,
What?
if I might make a suggestion, what if Sigma and Luna both remained here? Should all three of you abstain, then you would all be guaranteed to ally, correct?
Akane, you're funny.
You know.
Haha, what if all of you guys stayed back? Nope, doesn't work like that.
Why not?
She's like, oh, shit, not everybody knows about this rule. We gotta prompt there to be a conversation about it.
Precisely.
Here, take a look at this.
I pulled the scrap of paper we'd found out of my pocket.
Huh? What's this?
We found it when we went to the archives.
There wasn't anything like this in the pantry.
Nothing in the garden either.
Therefore, I had no way of knowing about it.
I guess they only put one in the archives. Whatever. I'll just read it for you.
Let Dio read it.
I know, it's like having Sigma showing him the paper is like edging. Like
I know. I don't think I'm positive we already got Liam O'Brien, and I think it was while you were gone, Josh.
I believe that is true.
Yeah, so it's just like, I get my hope up, even though it's impossible. Liam O'Brien only gives his beautiful, melodious performance once.
Yeah. Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then everybody gets penalized. In other words, one person out of every color group of 3 has to vote. Get it? Every bunny?
Well, actually, I don't get it. Why would a rat say that?
Why is this raccoon making rabbit jokes? The whole team can't abstain.
That means either Dio or Tenmyoji is going to have to vote then. And they're playing against Alice. Oh.
You know, the Stoat could have
I guess
said something
playing
as, like,
against
totally something else.
So Alice is guaranteed to vote ally, which means that if Dio picks betray...
Knock it off. You trying to get back at me for what I said earlier?
Yes.
No way am I gonna choose betray.
I'm always
yeah.
trying to get back at you.
You do know her BP's at 1, right? What do you think would happen to her if I did that?
So true, Dio. I know you would never vote to kill somebody.
Anyone whose BP drops to 0 gets penalized, just like when you break the rules.
I wouldn't put it past you.
What?
Cool it, boys. Don't worry. I'm gonna be in that room, too.
Something about cool it boys is really funny.
Yeah, especially when it's Tenmyoji talking to another man his own age.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Cool it, boys. Just real good.
I'd planned to stay here with Quark, just to make sure he was safe. But it doesn't look like I'm gonna have that luxury.
That and he trusts Clover.
I can't trust Dio to make a decision for all 3 of us.
At the very least, he trusts Clover a hell of a lot more than he trusts Dio.
Yeah.
Yes.
That means we're gonna be sharing a room, Bucko. I've got my eye on you.
Love
Bucko.
Bucko.
Bucko is a real, like, he would fucking say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks. That's a relief.
Exactly.
Oh man, everybody's against me. Whatever shall I do?
Can't be too careful. I wouldn't want to see Alice killed by an unfortunate accident.
What do you mean, accident?
I would never kill her on accident.
Tenmyoji, before we went into the CDs, you told Alice there was something you wanted to tell her. What was it?
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
Bring that up to the group, or is that a secret little plot thing?
Oh, that, well, I mean, look, it wasn't important. Just forget about it.
I don't want to tell everyone that I thought she was a
5
mummy.
minutes until Ambidex game polling closes.
He pulls her aside and, like, just without preamble or any preface, he's just like, I know you're that mummy.
Time's running out, people. Clover and I will stay here and keep an eye on Alice and Quark. Everyone else needs to go.
What?
You're staying too?
Yeah. If something does happen, Clover might need a hand.
Aren't you a solo? You're playing against Kay and Quark, but with Quark out, that means Kay would get to decide this whole round.
Are you saying that you trust me?
Yes.
Even though I have 6 BP?
Yes.
I fucking love Junpei and Clover, yeah.
You nuts?
Yeah, the Junpei and Clover dynamic in this game is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, like, there's that one route where she goes from, like, not trusting him at all to being like, no, I trust him for reasons.
What happens when he gets 9 BP?
I'm not worried. Kay won't betray me.
How can you know that?
I just know, I guess.
You just know? What the fuck
Love
is
you,
wrong with
bye,
you?
freak.
Honestly, one of the more reasonable things Dio has said.
Yeah.
Asking Fi what the fuck is wrong with her, I can't argue with that.
Had something happened between Fi and Kay while they're out exploring? Like, I know it's because Akane is going to do what is necessary to do, but, like, it still fits with Kay because Kay is very, very susceptible to social pressure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can hardly betray trust like that, can I? I will vote for our team.
Good. We're counting on you.
I've had enough of this bullshit.
4 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Fucking hate
Come on.
friendship is magic.
We need to hurry.
All right, you kids. Take care of those two, okay?
Of course.
Yeah,
We promise.
Yoshi.
With that, we were off.
And talking to the old people is so funny because anyone under 50 is referred to as a kid. So just like hearing my grandparents talk about, oh yeah, I talked to this nice kid in a grocery store, and you have to like piece out, okay, is it a 6-year-old or a 49-year-old?
Yeah.
He gave one last quick nod to Fi and Clover before heading back for the warehouse at a dead run.
Simply think, old people like saying the word kid should come with like a translator note subtitle.
Yeah. Translator's note: kid statistically probably doesn't mean an actual kid.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody ready? I'm going to open my AB gate. Although I guess that doesn't really matter. Dio already opened one earlier.
Then only you and I remain.
Right.
Okay, let's go.
Monkey.
Monkey.
It's just so pleasant.
Yeah.
Two more AB gates slid open. We all shared one last look at each other before ducking into our respective rooms.
Yippee.
Are we ready for the normal moment where we're gonna make very original jokes?
8 minutes remain until Ambidex.
What are you going to do? I mean, how are you going to vote?
No question. If Clover isn't voting, then she's defaulting to ally. Betraying someone who isn't even playing hardly seems fair.
Of course, I think so too. I'm just glad to hear you say it.
Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Not to be sappy, but it was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. For a minute, the notary game didn't seem so scary. Then she spoke.
Sigma, what's wrong with your hand?
Speaking of sap, how haven't you noticed this? Do I really need to point it out? Like, Dr. Clem, are you sure young you won't notice and that I need to say it because, it's a cut on your hand? I'm positive, Luna. Real dumbass.
Are you telling me that you would get such a significant injury and not even think to look at it?
Precisely.
Or, like, touch anything with your dominant hand for, like, a weirdly long time?
Exactly, you understand. I really don't.
Huh?
There's something white on it.
There's what? Ah, Sigma.
Sigma, you spilled your milk again.
What
Just
is that?
on your hand, as one does.
I hate when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
You
know, like when you're like cupping like water into your hands, doing that, but with.
I can't hold all this milk.
Yeah, he did that image of
Shonen protagonist. I can't hold all this milk. All his friends smile and step forward.
one of the greatest posts of our time.
Truly.
It's so good.
Just funny every time I remember it.
But there was no one to hold Sigma's milk with him. Look at the state it left him in.
It is so weird to look at like the brush texture and just try to figure out what like the viscosity of the ABT fluid actually is.
Was this even his dominant hand? Because
that's not his dominant hand. I misremembered. But like, because the little tiny trails would indicate that I think it's like pretty thin, but then the like blotchy stuff up by his palm looks more like a thicker liquid to me.
Congealed.
None of this matters.
Congealing.
I'm just thinking about it.
It matters so fucking much to me.
Yeah.
It's white out.
It's white out. I'm just like, is it like a because it looks like runny based on how it's like running down his hand, like probably not thicker than milk. Like it actually looks quite thin on that side, but yeah, then like when you look at like the upper half of the screen, it looks.
It's been able to goop its way down for
That's
quite
true.
a long time.
Plus, he's had his fist clenched for most of this time.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, so what probably happened was that there was a cut. Some of it first ran down his hand as like a thinner liquid, and then it congealed in his palm when he had his fist clenched. Okay, and that's why it's like kind of weird and blotchy because it's like been
compressed.
Yeah, it's like when you like, yeah, it's I get it. It's like when you get a cut on like a part of your body that folds and then it folds up onto the other skin on the other side. Okay, yeah, that checks out. What the hell is this?
Do I really have to be here for this conversation?
Also, thank you, chat, for bringing the jokes.
You just gotta when you see this, like...
You can't not.
Again, literally factually on purpose. They want you to look at that and go, come?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way that they don't want you to think that.
It's literally in the writing. Dio goes, come?
Adrian?
For the first time since I'd found Alice in the... Sorry, I was reading chat. Found Alice in the crew quarters. I looked down at my hand. Across the palm was some sort of...
They can't talk to us.
Was some sort of strange white liquid. For a moment I thought I touched some white paint or something similar.
That does not look like paint.
But the truth was far stranger. Well, if you found an uncommon a white stain on your hand, I think you're going to think paint, regardless of how it looks.
That's true.
I really fucked up brushing my teeth.
The liquid was coming from my hand.
Truly, brushing your teeth, just the worst, like, in middle school, like, just a single tiny bit you have to completely change. You're rushing it so last minute, bus is gonna be here in 2 minutes, but it was the worst. I got, once again, just not having a body that functions, properly in hand movements and such, and then just being in an absolute rush. I didn't notice that I got a little toothpaste on my shirt, and yeah, just all day.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think it may have been freshman year of high school, because that's when kids were very like, again, generally it's more middle school, but just I think that day was freshman year of high school. The kids were very weird to me.
Yeah. I remember having a t-shirt in, like, middle to high school where it had, just as part of the design, it was, like, a graphic tee, and part of the design was, like, these, like, pink and white, like, glittery splotches of like, you know, graphic tee material. It's not, like, paint, but you know what I mean. And I do remember, like, it didn't start when I first got the shirt, but there was, like, an age that we hit where people started being like, oh, what's on the shirt? I would get shit for it from my friends because it was like white splotches on a t-shirt. It also, like, perhaps an important part of the story was that the shirt itself had text on it that said, "I'm not short, I'm fun-sized." Which didn't help.
No, it was coming from the cut I'd given myself when I grabbed the scalpel away from Alice, but why?
I had a really cute shirt that had just room service written on it that a lot of kids commented on, so I only wore it once at school.
Yeah, I can see how teenagers would be about that.
Yeah.
I felt a very odd sort of fear begin to wrap its hand around my throat. Quickly, I held my palm against my chest.
I don't think you want to smush that onto your chest, as we were just discussing.
Also, it's still you, Adrian.
I shouldn't have let Luna see that. Well, I didn't want to talk over Grace!
Oh.
No, again, this is the misogyny stream.
Yeah, that's right. We don't listen to women here.
Yeah, but I know that Grace could obliterate me with her laser beams.
This is true.
Yeah.
And I will.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nothing. I went to the pantry while I was looking for Alice. There was some milk and I spilled it.
It sounded even stupider as I said it.
Really?
Spill excuses rarely work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But...
Just shut up. It's fine, alright? I'm fine. Leave me alone.
I regretted the words the moment they were out of my mouth, but something was wrong. Very wrong, and my head was spinning.
Sigma...
Oh, man. I'm so sorry. Just don't worry about it, okay?
30 seconds remain until polling closes.
There was no time left.
I thought the line was until Ambidex game polling closes.
Can you scroll up? I thought I did.
It didn't say that, but I thought the line is usually Ambidex game polling.
But why would they, like, re-record? That wouldn't be something they'd do.
Right.
So maybe, again, I know Mandela effect, blah, 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 not real, but maybe we truly just Mandela that onto ourselves?
Oh, no, I'm certain it usually says Ambidex game polling closes, because I know the exact inflection she says it with.
Yeah, because I feel like we're always saying her lines with her. And I feel like I remember, like, 30 seconds... Maybe this is the only time they say 30 seconds?
Maybe.
Because I know that the line that I remember is, I think 10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. So maybe that's why they re-recorded it, because 30 is a different line.
Yeah, I just felt like she said 30 before. No, Yubi, I was just trying to, like, justify it, because I didn't think there'd be a re-recording of this specifically, and I thought she said 30 seconds before, but that part I could be wrong about. It was just, like, me going in my brain, why would this be different? And, like, again, probably is the 30 seconds thing. I just thought she has said 30 seconds before.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be something... I guess I'll have to play this game again and pay attention.
Hell yeah.
To that.
After our safe password ranking stream, we're going right back into VLR.
There was no time left.
There was 30 seconds left.
I had to vote. I turned and faced the machine.
You voted with less time left before, Sigma.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that.
I thought the first round he fucking... Oh, not in this one, because you don't find the woman in this one. I don't remember about the second round.
Yeah.
I think you still
Oh, this is the second round.
the
I'm
last
stupid.
Second regardless.
You skipped my line!
I'm sorry. I dropped my pen.
I took a few deep breaths, but the chaos in my mind refused to calm down.
Calm down. Just calm down. You need to think about the AB game right now. Just forget about your hand.
Yeah, I really am now just thinking about this, like, as someone speaking to Sigma, and it works so well.
That's the thing! Yeah, I was just like registering that too, because I brought it up earlier. I'm like, that really does believably sound like somebody else trying to, like, guide Sigma here.
Who was I kidding? There was no way I could forget about something like that.
Especially with how often he'll, like, kind of disagree with his thoughts like that. Where he'll be like, all right, calm down. You just need to focus on the AB game. And then he immediately goes, how can I calm down?
Ten seconds remain until Ambidex game polling.
See, there it
closes.
is.
Yeah, okay. So definitely that is the recording for 10 seconds.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Gotta keep our ears peeled for anything that's 30 seconds.
Yeah. Okie dokie. We're allying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if we betray, we get our hand cut off.
Yeah.
It's very fun, but not what we're going for right now.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse.
Yeah, Sage, if I don't know if it was on the level of, like, your computer or your internet, but it was... if it couldn't do Paranormicite, it would have a rough go of it with Zero Escape. Maybe it could do 999, but I think VLR and ZTD would both be too much. Sadly. Your Paranormicite stream really took me back to, like, our ZTD streams. It was about on that level.
Oh god, the 20 minutes of lag.
It was a bit into the stream. I would say it was about a 10-minute lag between me sending a message and Sage seeing it, or at least, like, Sage reading it on the stream so I could see it, hear it. Yeah. I was getting, like, all the audio, though. That was the weird thing. Like, it was pausing to buffer, like, every 5 to 10 seconds, but, like, I could hear everything. The video was just, like, minutes behind. The audio was also minutes behind, but, like, the video would only... The visuals would update, like, once every 5 minutes. It was rough. But I do wonder if there's stuff you can do to, like, graphical settings that might help it, because at least as far as, like, it... Because it's such a similar issue to what my laptop was like with ZTD, it's probably just that your computer was, like, graphically overwhelmed. So I wonder if, like, jacking down the graphic settings or something would at all help. I'm not sure.
So Neoman, that is answered in an Uchikoshi Q&A of his thoughts on it. So again, not necessarily canon, but what he believes happened is that everyone did all vote together to all leave together. They played more rounds.
Oh, I thought they used the aluminum foil.
I believe Uchikoshi's answer is that they all voted together.
Oh, interesting.
And I looked at the questions and answers again very recently.
Yeah, I'd be prepared to believe that. Well, I mean...
Uchikoshi is one of the most active proponents of anything I didn't write in the game is headcanon, so like...
That's true. It still very well could be, because I think, like, Luna would probably be the one to propose the aluminum thing, because I think she does, like, the other time that they use it.
She's the one who tells everyone about the aluminum every other time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to be very clear. I'm just giving Uchikoshi's headcanon.
Yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, that's always something I've respected about Uchikoshi, that he's like, well, I think this, but you don't have to.
No, they would have had to drag his unconscious body through a puzzle room for them to devote again.
No, they just
cut his hand off.
Bracelet.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot when they would have cut it off.
They probably walked around with his hand for a bit.
Yeah. Kind of creepy, but...
Yeah. It's a little macabre, but hey, it's not
realistic.
A real hand.
You know, the bracelet came off with the hand no longer having a post, probably. However, it's very funny to imagine them passing around the whole hand, and I want to believe that.
Yeah. I think just, like, perhaps stupidly, I think of them as cutting at about, like, you know, halfway up the forearm or something, which, like, they wouldn't have reason to. But, also, like, what the fuck did they have that cut titanium?
A big carnival prize.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
What did they have that cut through his titanium bones?
Really good. I have to use their eyes.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I was, like, perhaps in a silly way picturing them cutting, like, further up the arm so that, like, the bracelet would still be on his wrist, but it's, like, more mobile. But you're right that they probably just cut it in a place where the bracelet would just come off.
Well, no matter where they cut, it would come off because it would no longer detect a pulse.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But
that's
again,
very true.
I do need to be clear. I love thinking about them carrying around the hand and passing it around to, like, literally everyone. Everyone gets a turn.
Yeah. I mean, it is true that, like, he didn't find his hand afterward, right?
Yeah.
So, like, they did take it. Someone has it.
Comfort item. Security hand.
Yeah, emotional support hand.
It can hold your hand while you're in the scary Ambidex game.
Oh, God.
Luna and I stepped out of the AB room.
So I could stop thinking about this.
I could see others filing out of their rooms as we did.
So you chose Ally after all.
Yeah.
To be honest, the Eggy Bame was the last thing on my mind. As chaotic as my thoughts were, they were all centered on one thing. The mysterious white liquid.
Do you want to go see the results?
Sure.
Luna nodded and walked off toward the projection, but I couldn't move. I glanced around to make sure no one was watching and opened my hand. The liquid didn't seem to have clotted or run out, since it was still oozing thickly out of the slit in my hand.
That seems like a bit of an oversight.
Yeah, oozing thickly.
Yeah.
Don't love that.
Yeah. I think that if you're making prosthetics out of a material, you should make it so that it somehow doesn't, like, just ooze liquid forever when it gets cut. But what do I know? What in the hell is this?
It's just we aren't that sci-fi yet that we can figure out how to make a liquid fucking clot.
What does the liquid need to be there for, even?
Just lubrication and like again transfer of like injections, but like...
Oxygen. Make sure the oxygen gets to all of the parts of your limbs. Yada yada yada. If you're making artificial flesh, You're gonna need an artificial blood.
Yeah, but why would the artificial flesh need oxygen?
Yeah, I don't think that part necessarily, but again, I know it needs to be
Wanting
able
to make sure that it works
injections
as
to
well
your
as probably to try to help it so that you can trick the rest of your actual flesh into thinking it's flesh, so that there isn't as much of a seam.
Maybe. I don't know enough about prosthetics to dispute that.
Sci-fi specifically is far
Yeah.
muddier.
Yeah. Did you read this one, Adrian?
It couldn't be blood, could it? No. That was impossible. No matter how many white blood cells clumped together, you'd never get anything that looked like this. And I'd never seen my blood do this before. In 22 years of life, I'd seen my body bleed many times.
Again, hate that he's 22. It feels so wrong. Now that I am in fact 22, it's like, no.
Scraped knees as a kid, accidental nicks with a knife as an adult. But every single time I bled red, like any other human being. So then, why was it that this time it was white?
What the hell is happening to me? I truly will never get over how funny it is that they blew Sigma's arms off just to cover the old man twist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is almost definitely, like, 99% of the reason that he has the prosthetic arms is just that they were like, ah, well, you'd notice aging in your hands, so...
Get the hell over here! They're gonna show the
He
results!
just kept his 22-year-old arms. He likes them.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Sigma's been saying yeah a lot today, and every time now, like a little synapse fires in my brain.
Wow, Sigma, you have a really good skincare routine. Why do you only use it on your arms?
What? I did my best to compose myself and headed over to join the others.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Neoman, I believe that was something that Uchikoshi basically said it's possible that the arms were just programmed to ignore the cyber eye.
Mm-hmm.
I think he also did say, and I don't know how correct this is, but I think he did say that he doesn't believe he ever wrote Sigma to have touched his eyes directly. Like, to have, like, covered his face with his hands or anything like that. I don't remember how true that is, but I think in the Q&A, at least, Uchikoshi was like, I don't think I ever had him, like, rub his eyes or anything. So, theoretically, it just happened to have never occurred, or the arms were programmed to ignore it.
Yay!
Yippee!
Yippee!
Very nice.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
This is incredible.
Yippee!
Everyone voted ally.
With the scary music.
Yeah.
Just like you promised, Kay.
Because the scaries are in Sigma's brain right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tenmyoji and Dio voted ally too.
Of course. If we hadn't, Alice would have died.
Yeah, well, that's about it, I guess.
We should thank the both of you as well. I'm happy to see you also chose ally.
Oh, I didn't have anything to do with it. That was all Sigma.
Then thank you very much, Sigma. Sigma? Sigma,
I'm
are you
so
all right?
normal.
Come on, what's wrong? Just say something.
Huh? Oh, yeah. It looks like we all allied. That's great.
Yeah, it is.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, you've been acting a little out of it ever since we came out of the AB rooms. What happened? You make
Normal
a pass at Luna
stuff.
and get shot down?
No, nothing like that.
Hey man, it was a joke. You remember what that is? A joke? You're in pretty bad shape, huh?
Before Dio could continue, the heavy metal rumble of the doors shutting echoed through the warehouse.
I like how they had all the doors closing despite the fact that not all of them were open in the first
Yeah.
place. Only like 3 of them, right?
Yeah, only 3
Yeah.
opened.
Yeah.
Round 3 of the Ambidex game will
Zero,
be the
Zero
Star
Jr. just loves closing doors so much he had to open them to reclose them.
Let me just close them.
Star keys are required
Starkey.
to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the star key. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
We can open the gates as many times as we want to.
I think she has some sticky notes like on the inside of the helmet.
Just being like, okay, if he says this.
Then that means
We can play the AB game as many times as we like, right?
Hey, Zero Jr. said something about this, didn't he?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
I liked how giggly that one was.
Yeah.
Having
Yeah.
fun.
right. Sorry to be a pain, but could you all show me your bracelets?
No!
I would love to know if that line also had like 7 different takes or however many in the Japanese version of the game as well. Because
I'd be so fascinated to know that.
it wouldn't really make sense for that to be the case because Zero Jr. isn't voice acted with the same like style in Japanese. Like I'm pretty sure that Zero Jr. in Japanese is just like Tadako doing a Tadako voice.
Yeah, it's
like-
quite different characterizations.
Yeah. Which like I think is it works to convey a kind of similar like lightheartedness. But yeah, it's like it's a very different style of voice acting to get that same thing across. So I'm like,
see what all
would
your
it make
colors and
sense for them to have a
assignments
bunch of takes of that? Because like obviously it works with Cindy Robinson because the way she voices him is insane.
Everyone nodded and held their arms out toward him. I stared at them, terrified to follow suit, but certain that refusing would only draw more suspicion. So I held my arm out, hand tightened into a white-knuckled fist to hide the cut. When their eyes landed on my hand, my heart skipped a beat.
Huh. So Dio and Kay are a yellow pair. Luna and I are both pairs, but our colors are different.
Right. You're a cyan, and I'm magenta.
That makes Sigma the only solo, huh? A red solo. So what are the 4 we left
Cup.
in the infirmary?
Solo cup. Yeah. You can't not say it.
Truly,
Luna
what
and I are
a
pairs,
weird
so 2 of
thing
them are
for
our
like
partners.
just to have culturally happened to like this very specific age bracket.
Yeah.
That means the other 2 are solos.
I've probably heard the actual song that comes from like twice in my
It
life.
comes from a song?
Yeah, it's like a pop country song. That's like Red Solo Cup, I'll fill you up. Let's have a party. And that's the only part of it that I know.
I did not know that. I just knew
Yeah.
that red solo cups are always at, like, parties in our age brackets.
Yeah, I mean, that's, like, obviously where it comes from. But, like, the specificity of, like, red solo cup is just in my brain forever. Despite the fact that I've, like, people just referenced it so much in the time that that song was a thing.
Although, I guess we don't know what colors they are.
They're probably green and blue.
Probably.
Why's that?
Didn't you see them? There are a bunch of white doors in the floor B warehouse. They have to be the next set of chromatic doors.
Ah, yes. Fi and I saw them as well. On our way back from the garden with the unconscious Quark. And there they were. Each one had a box just like the doors on floor A. Given that, I don't see how there can be any question. Those white doors are our next set of chromatic doors.
I think that our bracelet combinations will have to add up to white in order to open the secondary doors. The pairs are cyan, magenta, and yellow. You see?
Yeah. If we need to make white, then the other 3 colors would have to be red, green, and blue.
Right.
Wow. Math. I was playing a game recently that had a very annoying color combination puzzle. I was playing it like midnight, just so nauseous. But there was like no save point during the puzzle, so it's just like, this is just like VR, this is just like VR to get me through it.
Oh
no.
Now that we've got that figured out, I'm heading back to the infirmary for a bit. I want to check up on Quark and Alice.
I shall accompany you then.
Might as well go with you, I guess. No real reason to hang out here.
Well, what will you two do?
I need to talk to Sigma about something.
About what?
Normal.
I love that response. Just something.
Her usual pleasant expression had been replaced with something much more sullen. She must have noticed that there was something wrong with me.
Sigma, anybody can tell that there's something wrong with you.
That was what she wanted to talk about. I was sure of it.
Okay, fine.
I managed to make my voice sound almost relaxed.
Whoa, hold on. A private talk? What are you guys plotting?
We're not plotting anything.
So normal, and that he shouldn't be ashamed of. That it's very normal at his age. I'm nailing it.
I promise, it's nothing.
I'm so good at lying.
Fine, whatever. See if I care.
Thinking about how Dio putting his hand in his pocket is just having his hand clip into his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dio tossed his head with a mixture of arrogance and feigning disinterest and marched out to the yellow door. Ted, Myoji, and Kay quickly followed. In only moments, all 3 had disappeared.
How much time do they have? Did anybody check that?
Lots.
I mean, like, not that it matters. I know they're not going through the doors, but still. So,
It matters for when the bombs explode.
You come here often?
What was it you wanted to talk about?
I don't think we're gonna see it until Kay checks the timer against the bombs, and it's like, you know, the 30 minutes left.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I was almost certain I knew, but there was always hope. I did my best to act as if I was genuinely confused.
You're not very good at this lying thing.
Let's just both drop it, okay? Because I'm about to say something really funny. But you gotta wait a bit for that.
Could we go somewhere else?
I love her so much.
I don't like this room.
Vibes are off.
It's like
Okay.
It's so claustrophobic. Like, it feels like if just 5 people were standing here, they would take up the full room.
Was that last week? Was Adrian here for that?
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
This sounds familiar.
We had a callback last week, is the thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's when they're like the crowd filled the room, and the crowd in question was like 5 people in the warehouse.
Yeah, Tenmyoshi, Clover, and Dio, and Alice, I think, arguing. So yeah, 5 people.
Yeah, and it's like that. Yeah, I don't know that that's true. 5 people wouldn't fill one of the elevators.
I found somewhere nice.
Like, I would justify saying that their argument filled an elevator, but not the floor warehouse.
Yeah.
Yes,
the timers were modified for Radical 6.
Yes.
But not given back. I suppose given back, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of did something funny with them.
Yeah.
I had no reason to object. I kept my mouth shut and followed Luna as she headed off.
Can I just say, Sigma, this is about to get murdered behavior.
Absolutely.
Like, this is how Lotus got killed.
Never go to a second location.
It's just being like, hey, would you come over here for a minute?
You know, Lotus, the vibes are off from this. Oh, sorry. You know, Lotus, the vibes are off from this place. Let's go somewhere else.
The garden.
You know this place?
Yes, well, sort of. I came here once when I was looking for Alice.
Oh, I see.
So, what brings you here?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in the whole facility with anything green.
How do you know that?
I gotta go fun before.
Hey, the laboratory has green, like, juice in the tubes, I think.
Bad green, icky, Nickelodeon slime.
Luna, there's a green door.
Not soft enough.
I feel kind of silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors.
I don't think it's silly to say that the room that looks like outside reminds you of outside.
I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation. Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy.
Serious conversation in which I have to say, Sigma, are you a robot? Have you always been a part of this place?
God.
Oh, there's a bench over there. Would you like to sit down with me?
One of the blocks on the medicine puzzle in the infirmary is it green? Yes, I think so.
She sat down softly and gently, and I lowered myself down next to her.
There are some green books. Green dice.
Yeah.
Green planet alcohol.
Luna.
It's part of the pantry puzzle. One of the food items is green. Salad, I think.
One of the fucking drinks in the lounge is green.
True.
Wow, Luna, you don't know your deaf game facility. I'm kinda cringe.
Yeah.
Quark's jacket is green and
the
that's the facility right now.
Exactly.
Her hair looks so stupid from the side.
It's
so
pretty bad.
I feel so bad anytime I ask anyone to draw her, because, like, you just need to not draw her hair,
Yeah.
right?
You gotta just make it up. There's no saving this. So, what did you want to talk to me about?
A chunk of meat.
Instead of answering, Luna lifted the tiny birdcage pendant she wore into the palm of her hand. She was silent for a moment and then began to talk.
No, the birds are chirping very appropriately.
Yeah.
This is actually a music box. Yes.
Really?
She twisted the key on the bottom and it made an almost imperceptible winding noise.
I don't think imperceptible is spelled right. I think it's Ibel, not Abel. Let me look this up.
It looks correct to me, but also I'm not good at spelling.
Yeah, it's imperceptible. So it should be an I instead of an A.
Huh. I would not assume that, because I would take it as able to percept
I'm always saying this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's understandable, but also literally unplayable. 0 out of 10. This game
Cringe.
sucks. I hope someone was shot for this.
I hope someone was cooked and eaten for this.
I hope I got pecked to death by birds.
Yeah.
Prometheus.
Yeah, exactly. I hope birds ate their liver every day.
When she released
Gotta
it,
make it topical.
soft, clear notes drifted out.
It's a nice song. Why'd you bring that up, though?
Because I wanted you to know, I guess. I wanted you to know more about me.
Hmm?
Maybe it's because I'm so shy, but I don't really have any friends. Or even any acquaintances, really. So I've sort of always been alone. It was really hard. I felt so lonely a lot of the time. And it hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like I was just kind of going to collapse from the inside out. That was when I got this music box. Someone very important gave it to me. They didn't say
I
anything,
love you.
but I felt like there was an unspoken message behind it. Luna, happiness is closer than you think. Do you know Maeterlinck's The Bluebird?
No, but I know his termite story.
Yeah. I'm familiar with his body of work. Yeah. Well, I know the gist of it. I think it starts on Christmas Eve. This brother and sister named Tiltil and Mittil get asked to find a blue bird by this old woman, and then they travel to the dream world or something.
And the family cat tries to kill them.
Yeah. Anyway, supposedly if you can catch this bird, then you can make a wish come true. So they visit all these different places, but they can't find it. Eventually they give up and go home, but when they wake up, the bird is in a bird cage in their hut.
That's right. It's a well-known story. And it teaches a simple lesson.
Yeah, like you said. Happiness is closer than you think.
Right. It got me thinking. Maybe the person who gave me this music box was trying to tell me just that. I don't know if that's true. Maybe all of this is just in my head, but I really felt like that was what they'd meant. It was so kind. I kept it with me all the time, like a kind of good luck charm. But one day I realized something. There was another meaning to the bluebird.
Hmm?
In Maeterlinck's original story, it doesn't end with them waking up.
I find it interesting that they call it a story, because it is like a play.
Yeah, I definitely, when I saw
one.
it, assumed it was, like a children's bedtime story.
Yeah, it's more of... The way Sigma describes it, like, sounds pretty vague and like he barely remembers it, but honestly it's because it is very difficult to understand what literally is happening in that play. Very weird, like... I don't know if absurdist is exactly the right term, but it is very, like, surreal, very absurd, over the top, like... He describes it about as coherently as a person could, honestly.
Maeterlinck's work being incoherent? Say it ain't so.
It's very weird that he also wrote, like, a non-fiction book about termites. I guess, though, he was accused of plagiarizing most of that, so...
And also non-fiction is a stretch of some of it.
I love how he plagiarized most of the book and also said this book is not like other books you'll read about termites.
Yeah, his whole
But it
intro
is
to
word
that.
for word other books.
If you haven't read The Life of Termites by Maurice Maeterlinck, highly recommend. I've only read like a couple chapters of it here and there, but like it's so funny. He really comes off like such an asshole. There's more.
Yes. When Til and Mittel try to feed the bird, it leaves the cage and flies away.
That is true.
And then the story ends.
The reason that I even read The Blue Bird in the first place was, like, to try and suss out, like, what I think he meant by it, and unfortunately the story's so confusing that, like, I really don't know. I don't know what he was getting at with all that.
Some bullshit.
Yeah. Whoa. What about the moral, then?
It changes. Now the message is that just when you think you found happiness, you'll lose it again.
That sucks.
I thought about that for a while, but in the end, it didn't change how I felt. I don't know what they intended it to mean when they gave it to me, but I decided how I was going to look at it. It means that happiness is something you should always be looking for, and it's only when you're pursuing happiness that you're truly happy. You know, Sigma, I think you might be Til.
What?
What?
You know, the boy who the old lady asked to find the bluebird on Christmas Eve.
I need to find the art of this line again that I saw a while back. Because it was a real good one. Just that somebody did art with this
Zerk.
as, like, hi, Zerk! Just like it wasn't like a caption, but it was like a mini comic of just, like, this line and just, like, Sissel, you gotta stop. Sorry, I was reading chat at the same time I was trying to get Sissel to stop being annoying. But somebody did art of, like, a mini comic where the text in it was just I think you might be a Til, you know, the boy the old lady asked to find the bluebird on Christmas Eve. And it was just cool art. I gotta find it again.
Sisselkin.
Sissel, you gotta get down, bud. What are you trying to say? Anyway.
Can I ask you something?
I'm gonna ask the normalest question ever.
So normal. Sure.
Where did you find Alice?
Her, like, change in tone is so...
I love it.
It's so...
Okay, I say this every time. It is so fucking fun to voice act. I love voice acting.
She's so scary right here.
Yeah. Just, like, very suddenly
Where did
serious.
you find Alice?
Oh, it's so good.
Instant.
What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me. Where did you find Alice?
Room 2, in the crew quarters.
Where were you before that?
I was in the lounge. That was after we'd split up to go look for Alice. The first place I went was the lounge.
So you went from the lounge to the crew quarters, where you found Alice, and then you rushed her to the infirmary, right?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me this then. How do you know about the garden? Just now you said you'd come here when you were looking for Alice. Didn't you?
This whole bit is, like, bone-chilling.
Yeah, it's just like she's always has this very sweet demeanor, and she just gave you this little talk that's very disarming.
Yeah.
And like you think she's going to talk about
methodically laid trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you think she's going to talk about the hand, and then she doesn't. She talks about a sweet little story about herself and that kind of stuff, and then just so innocently, where did you find Alice?
And but it's like you hear the, like, regular lightheartedness is just gone from her voice. There is something so sinister about the way she says it.
She's so scary. I love this route so much for its Luna moments.
And then the jaws clamp.
Yeah. Especially the subtle framing that she is standing between Sigma and the door right now. And they are on, like, the far side of the room. Like, physically, she has him cornered. And she's also, like, verbally cornering him. And it's like... I think that there was a brief moment on this route where I was like, is she gonna kill us?
Yeah. Yeah, you were thinking that.
Are we about to die? It's so freaky.
It's like, how can you perceive like what her motive is with this? Like, is she super perceptible and like notice you're suspicious and like is confronting you? And then did she like, set this up at the second she noticed you were suspicious? Is she crazy, like scary smart? Or like what is going on with her?
Yeah. And it's like she notices something weird about you and then immediately takes you to talk to her alone. And then she's like, sit down with me, let's talk.
Get your guard
She's
down
so
so we
scary.
say
She's
the
so
Alice
scary.
thing.
Luna is terrifying. I love it. I love how Luna gets scary.
That doesn't make any sense.
That line also specifically just is really good.
It's especially the way her sprite is really doing a lot of legwork there too, where she just like she immediately drops to a very calm body language and looks him directly in the eyes and says, head just very slightly tilted to one side.
Neutral smile.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's just also just
confront it.
Such a dry and emotionless way she says it as well. That doesn't make any sense.
So good.
There wouldn't have been any time for you to visit the garden while you were looking for Alice.
Guys, VLR is good. Is anyone talking about this?
But yeah, I was about to say, has anyone ever said Laura Bailey is a good voice actor?
Yeah.
I
think we might be the first ones to notice. She's real underground. She hasn't done a lot of stuff.
I hope they put her in Fire Emblem.
Who is she in Fire Emblem?
Lucina.
Lucina, that's right. I'm bad at most voice actors.
So tell me, Sigma, how do you know about this place?
Well, get a little closer to that pond. No reason.
Water's running.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to say. I couldn't even explain it to myself.
Harika!
Harika!
Hello!
That's a good one.
Why had I told her I knew about the garden? Why had I told her that I'd been there before?
Sigma, are you a robot? Have you always been here?
Yes.
What?
Like, we always remember the fact that she asked the stupid question, but you always forget that she asks you very scary questions right before it.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's why she's so particularly upset, because she got her, like, super cool, scary, stoic trap layer moment, then she had to sound dumb as hell.
Yeah.
See, it would make so much sense if you were.
However, this is also very scary of someone being, like, accusing you of not being human when you think that you are.
Yeah.
But you also have something going on with you that you can admit is not human.
Yeah,
she
and for
drops
her...
right back into terrifying.
Yeah.
It would make so much sense if you were.
Yeah, she's like, boy, it sure would explain a lot about you. And you're like, well, would it?
What?
Maybe it would. Like, it's a very freaky, like...
That would explain why you knew about the garden, and it would explain that cut on your left hand.
Especially because, so she is, obviously there's, like, layers and layers to Luna's acting here, right? But, like, from the person she's pretending to be, she just thinks that she's explaining things that Sigma knows but is hiding. Like, not Luna herself, but, like, the version of Luna that she was acting as is somebody who's like, see, I'm onto you, you're a robot, and that's why you know things you shouldn't know, and that's why you have that weird, like, cut on your hand. Whereas from Sigma's point of view, he's, like, having this explained to him about himself.
I do think it also could be possible that she's like, maybe you don't know. Maybe you need to be told.
I think she does say that in a bit.
Okay, yeah. There's
she brings up both options.
Yeah. Well, Sissel, stop being annoying and I'll stop grabbing your little face. Damn. So you did see it, huh?
Yes.
Spilled milk.
I've been told that robots these days have what's
I've
called
been told.
artificial biological tissue, or
She was
ABT,
told
on
this.
top of a metal skeleton.
Someone probably did tell her that at some point.
It makes them look almost exactly like a human.
Yeah, so you did see it as weird because, like, yeah, she did. She brought it up.
Well, like, she might have seen white on his hand, but she saw that it was a cut. As opposed to just, like... Paint or milk.
Mm-hmm.
And ABT uses this white liquid instead of blood.
For some reason, when Luna had called me a robot, it hadn't really fazed me.
Why do all the tomatoes have seams?
You know.
They look like those little pin cushions.
Maybe they are.
Love them.
Pincushion garden.
Maybe because it was just so out there. It didn't sound like a real possibility. It sounded more like a theory you'd get from someone in a nut house. Still. My hand was still oozing white liquid. Was I really a robot? No, that was impossible. I needed to stop doing that. Questioning myself so much was giving me heart palpitations.
Luna, aren't you a little scared?
Scared? Why would I be scared?
Love it.
Well, let's say I am a robot. That means there's a pretty good chance Zero's pulling my strings. That would make me your enemy.
Oh, I guess so. Well, even if you were, I wouldn't be scared.
Why not?
Maybe because you're a robot.
Huh?
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics? They were a set of rules created by the science fiction author Isaac Asimov that he used in several of his stories.
That's not how Isaac is spelled, I don't think, unless
Yeah, that's
Asimov
what it is
spells
spelling.
differently.
There's 2 A's, not 2 S's.
Yeah. I'm gonna...
Isaac.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Isaac Asimov spells it normally. I just wanted to double check.
Rule 1. A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come into harm. Rule 2. A robot must obey any orders given to it by human beings except when such orders would conflict with the first law. Rule 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws. Rule 4. Robots must not get the humans excited.
What?
Rule 5.
That's
I still read when
it's
you
a
are
lyric
evil.
from the song "Robot Dance" by Neutalian.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I've heard those before. That's just an ideal, though. You could work toward that, but I don't think you could ever actually achieve it. I mean, depending on how you program them, robots could do pretty much whatever they wanted to.
Yes, you're right. But I believe in them. In you.
That is
Again, very
such
scary.
a good line, though.
Yeah, just the reinforcement. You are a robot.
It also has the double meaning of like Sigma saying, "Oh, I don't believe those exist," and she, a robot created by Sigma, saying,
Yeah.
"I think you gave those to me, and I believe in them like a religion."
Yeah, it's very like, I believe in them in you. It is so pointed in a way that I really, really like for her. Cause yeah, like it is, Sigma's right, you can't just like, if hurt human, then don't. Like, you can't program like that.
But it is her belief that following the laws is what makes you a robot.
Yeah.
Rather than a machine.
Like,
Yeah.
it's a religion to her.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're fucking commandments.
Yeah.
1 second, I want to get some water.
Okay. Have fun.
However you're programmed.
Good luck.
Oh, I don't want to miss her lines though.
Oh, sorry. I'll stop.
like, this
That's
is one
a
of my
very good
favorite
point.
parts of the
Totally
entire
see
game.
everything.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, true. Again, I really love how the free laws function in this story. As directly brought up, you probably cannot program that even in this sci-fi setting. But Luna believes in them. She believes that a robot who would break one of the laws is not a robot. It is a machine. It's metal and plastic.
Yeah. It's so she has this almost like desperation for it to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Like she needs to believe that she's not capable of. Also, like on some level, is it also it maybe in part because she's like, I have to believe that I'm incapable of doing harm, otherwise it's possible that my participation in this project is doing harm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's one of those like I have to believe that I can't hurt humans, otherwise I might be hurting humans right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it is part of me that I can't hurt humans, and this cannot be hurting humans, otherwise I would be hurting humans, and I can't hurt humans. Needs the circular logic of it.
Yeah, exactly. Just so that she, like, because she can't reckon with the idea that she might be hurting people or allowing them to come to harm.
But then it's we also see so many parts where she knows she is allowing people to come to harm, and like, I interpret it as like changing her actions based on it. Like if a timeline is quote unquote doomed, her actions will often change to minimize harm. So it's like deep down she knows she is allowing harm to come to pass, but she can't process it. She has to believe she cannot allow humans to be harmed. Therefore, this doesn't harm humans, because then she can't do it because she can't allow humans to come to harm.
Yeah.
So good.
She's such a smartly written character.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, whether or not 016 knew about the zeroth law, their actions are consistent with it is like very. I really like that too, where it's like it really drives home the point to me where it's like she almost certainly was not literally programmed with the 3 laws. A, because you like couldn't, but also B, just because the way that she's written feels so like she just has to believe that she was. And she acts like she was. Because I think
if you act as you are, what is the difference?
Exactly.
Is there a difference? She probably has to contest there is, as long as I follow it, there is no difference.
Exactly. And like, you know, I'm sure from her point of view too, she's like, I don't do things I wasn't programmed to do because I'm a robot. So if I'm following the 3 laws, then that means I was programmed to follow the 3 laws because I only do things I was programmed to do. Like it's a very I'm
so
kind
many
of,
parts coming at it.
Yeah, I'm really interested in the idea that she would like kind of mitigate her own humanity like that to herself. To like, I don't know, rationalize a lot of her existence in general. She's a very interesting character. Many are saying this.
Everyone is, because she's so interesting and good.
Yeah.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. That's not you. You have a heart.
Yeah. How much is she talking to herself in this scene?
Exactly.
So much.
Every word.
It's so good.
It's in your eyes.
Like...
Well, I guess I'm just kind of assuming you're a robot. There's still a chance you're not. We should run some tests.
Tests?
Yes.
How?
Well, the Atom should be able to tell us.
You ever see Blade Runner? What is it called? The Voight-Kampff test?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then there's the spine test.
What's that?
Oh, I don't know if it's in the movie, but in the book there's one guy who is like from another part of the town that he's also a Blade Runner, but he has a different test, and so the two of them are trying to figure out if the other is a robot, so they do each other's test on each other, I think.
Oh, that's fine.
And there's one that measures, I think, with like the how one stands, or like the measurement of a spine or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
Well, the Voight Kampff test is like asking about like the mentality. I think the other one's like measuring about like the physicality or something.
Oh, that's so interesting. Oh yeah, that thing in the infirmary.
Oh yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, like, cause he's told, the main character, he's told like this guy is definitely a robot, and the guy's just like, I don't know if I am now, cause now you're making me doubt myself. Can you please do the test that I know on me so that I can trust it?
Ooh, oh, that's interesting.
I heard the crunch of dried leaves behind us.
Crunch, crunch.
That's not what leaves sound like.
Yeah, it was more like a twig snapping, if I'm honest.
When I turned, there was nothing.
Who is it?
Is someone there?
Just me.
Vi.
Sorry, but can you guys come over here? I need you to see something.
Lou and I looked at each and one another, shrugged, and stepped into the bushes.
Welcome.
What? How long have you been here?
I just got here a little while ago.
Did you hear what we were saying?
No.
Sure, I didn't.
She probably didn't actually, or else she would be more doubtful towards Sigma, I think.
Yeah. She's like, no, but now that you say that, I kind of wish I had. Why?
Were you talking about something you didn't want me to know about?
She wanted to hear. She just got into her place to sneak to hear, then she was like, uh-oh, there's a bomb here. I don't think this is the time for eavesdropping.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'd honestly
have a look at
prioritize
this.
eavesdropping over a bomb. I'm so nosy.
Yeah.
Honestly, same.
Sissel, do you mind? Sissel! Stop it.
Like, there's already a bomb here. I can get the juicy secrets.
Yeah. Adrian?
I followed the line of her finger.
Haha, one. Sorry.
Oh god, it's been years. That sent me back. Shit. This is...
An antimatter bomb.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure someone didn't move it here from the crew quarters. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's an entirely different bomb. Look at the number on the side.
It says 01.
And the one in the crew quarters said 3, right? Then that must mean...
Yeah, Fi looks mighty suspicious in this whole context. Shit. And there's no question, huh?
I've got more good news. Just think about the numbers for a moment.
You're saying there's a 2 bomb out there somewhere?
Can't be sure, but it does seem pretty likely.
Damn it. That means we're
Don't think
dealing
this
with
is
a
one of those funny senior pranks.
Yeah. Like with the pigs?
Yes.
That means we're dealing with a combined explosive power equal to 3 tons of TNT.
Yeah.
Who planted them?
Was it you guys?
Who set up us the bomb?
I mean, you've been in here quite a while.
Who?
Hey, don't give me that. You're way more suspicious than we are. What were you doing in the bushes anyway?
Well, I was taking a walk.
Everyone here is so good at lying.
Oh yeah, the best.
I love VLR for really being an assembly of the worst liars you've ever heard of.
And one single, the best liar in the universe.
Yeah. Taking a walk? You really think I'm gonna buy that?
Fine. You got me. I heard you two were off talking in secret, so I got curious and went back to the Floor A warehouse. Of course you weren't there. That seemed pretty suspicious to
Dio,
me, so I headed here.
100% the one who spread the gossip.
Oh, yeah.
And just as I'd suspected, there you were, talking on the bench. I snuck up from behind.
Only
so you wouldn't
alternative
notice me.
is Akane doing it to move the plot along, but I mean, she
Yeah.
didn't have to because Dio is a little bitch.
Yeah.
Then, just as I was getting close enough to hear, I found the bomb. So, believe me now?
So,
Honestly,
who planted the bomb?
It could have been any one of us. Anybody could have come here while we were all looking for Alice.
We need to tell everyone about this then.
Yeah, you're right. Let's head back to the infirmary. I'm just hearing, like, Sissel moving around noises.
Everyone else was already there when we arrived. Clover and Temyoji, Kay and Dio, and of course Alice and Quonk.
Hi.
Both seem to be seeping peacefully. You'd never
Damn,
think to
no
look at
one's
them
giving them fucking bankies.
Yeah, that's really fucked up of everybody.
that they've been completely insane not so long ago.
Alright, everybody, listen up.
I told them how he'd found the #1 bomb in the garden. And how, judging by the numbering on the 2 bombs he found, there's probably a #2 bomb out there somewhere.
Oh, this is bad. What are we going to do?
Well, I think Alice mentioned something.
There should be an emergency deactivation password. If you enter that password, the device should, well, deactivate. You see it right here. There's a port. If we can find the password input device, we just connect it here. Then we can enter the password.
So if we have the password, we can deactivate them?
Oh, whoa, hold on a second. That's great and all, but we need that password input device she was talking about. Without that, we're still boned even if we did have the password.
Yeah.
It's just
That's why I want all
so
of you to
sad we don't
research it.
have it.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me. Chances are whoever planted those bombs is in this room.
I forget, how much longer does this route go?
Quite a bit. There's the whole bomb confrontation, giving of the
Yeah.
password, and then Luna talking to us in the infirmary after we go and search with Vi.
Okay. Yeah, because I am just thinking it's about that time to start thinking about a wrap-up point.
Do we want to go to Sigma Pointing?
I think we could do that.
Sure.
That works for me.
There's also a good chance they've also got the device we need to deactivate the bombs.
So you're planning to search us for it?
Exactly.
But...
No buts. If you refuse, then I'll assume it's because you've got it and you planted the bombs. Unless you want that, I suggest you cooperate. Clear? Good. Now who's going to be first?
I feel like frisking the unconscious bodies is like a good compromise. Wait. You only need to search one person.
What? Why?
Because I figured out who did it. I know who did it.
The words were out of my mouth before I even realized I was saying them.
How can you... There's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, precisely what I was thinking.
I met Fi's gaze and nodded, then turned away.
Sissel, you're not getting onto my desk. I know who set the bombs.
Sissel.
Sissel.
How could you? That person. That person is you.
And we got the what is it called? The dot shading.
Halftones?
Yeah, we got halftones on this one for
They're
some
like
reason.
Fake halftones though, because it's not dots, it's like checkerboard.
I think that's also a type of halftone.
It's not a yeah, I guess that's just not one I see commonly. I'm used to seeing dots.
And you guys don't get the answer for 2 more weeks.
Damn.
Because we're evil.
Yeah, it's because we hate you.
I just want to say that person ... the is lower for some reason.
I think it's to make it line up with the sudden shift to you as big text.
Absolutely.
And it's like a weird alignment thing that they did not solve in a good way. They should have moved all of the text down so you wouldn't notice. It looks really bad.
So bad.
This is a perfect place to call. Oh,
I know,
sorry,
I'm
Jesus.
a genius.
Yeah, Grace, you're sort of the brains of this operation.
Of course.
But yeah, because we're evil and we hate you all, we will not be streaming at all next weekend. Specifically to spite all of our beautiful viewers.
Especially UB. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, UB.
Happy birthday, UB. No more streams for 2 weeks. Fuck you. I also think that the weekend after next is the next Splatfest, so we're gonna have to we'll figure it out. I refuse to cancel VLR. I'm making like a hard we're not skipping 2 weeks. But I'll figure out scheduling again. Always my favorite thing to do. But we'll figure it out. But we will be back with VLR in 2 weeks.
Yes, we will.
And then also, I don't know, some other... we don't have, like, plans for Friday nights at the moment now that we finished Eve, but we'll figure something out. We got a couple ideas. But yeah, so... Until then. Have a good one, guys.
Have a good one, guys.